Brendan and Nathan, this is Maude Flanders. I am so thrilled that you have this great modcast. I'm Maude, and I like it. And Todd and Rod would like it too.
20's
1 hour
plenty.
20. 1 hour
20's
plenty.
plenty. 1 hour plenty. As you can see, I am recording today's cold opening, the final visit to Vietnam,
Asterisk.
aka Asterix, the naughty doll. As you can see,
You are recording.
I am recording Homeward Bound, the return of John Hamm. Over to you, Stam, and action.
There was some sort of thing with Maggie not getting paid or whatever.
The scene opens in a jungle where John Hamm, Lady John Hamm, rugged and exhausted, has been wandering for months. The setting shifts to Helen's vibrant phone repair shop in Vietnam, blending modern tech with tropical decor. Helen cheerfully helps the tech-savvy digital native child, while Ham Jr., now a skilled young adult, works on solar-powered smartphone. Nearby, Darren chats with dolphins in a large aquarium that features digital displays.
Ha ha ha. Darren, stop trying to teach them how to use phones. The dolphins, not tech support. What the hell is that?
Ding dong.
What's happening at the door? I see it on the Ring doorbell. I'm livid.
Helen, I'm back. It's me, John Hamm, your husband.
Well, I have crossed my arms in anger and betrayal. You, after all this time, you just waltzed back in, Samba. I thought you were dead.
I thought you were
some
the one who's dead. I had to find myself, Helen. It was a journey of self-discovery.
I'm not buying it. You had to find yourself. You couldn't find me lost in the Vietnamese jungle. I have a small device here. It's a remote with a tranquilizing feature. Self-discovery, huh? Let's see how well you can discover yourself after this. Click.
John wakes up tied to a chair in a makeshift punishment room at Helen's shop, surrounded by tech gadgets and colourful posters promoting her eco-friendly phone repair service. Helen stands sternly before him, arms crossed.
You think you can just leave me and come back like nothing happened, as I've already established? You hurt everyone, especially H.H. Jr., who's older now.
You didn't even try to save me when I was a child, Father. I fell into the ocean and you left me. I know I messed up, but I was lost. I wanted to find a way back to you, Ham and Helen. I really, really did.
Between marriages. Well, these are my digital natives. They will do anything for me. So what are you going to do now?
John,
Darren?
you need to sorry, Ellen, for speaking over you there. Apologies, love. John, you need to understand, sorry, love, how much you've changed things for us. We've moved on.
It's okay.
Oh, well, hopefully my sincerity can break through your anger, Helen. I'm sorry. I'm truly, truly sorry. I didn't realise how much I needed you all until it was too late. Can you ever forgive me?
I am pausing, reflecting on our shared history and the bond they formed. No.
See free. Suddenly alarms blur. The next tribe using outdated technology, Analog Tribe, attempts to invade the shop, seeking to capture John for their own purposes and his dynamite legs, which have not been mentioned, but he still has. They stumble in carrying old equipment and tools, clearly outmatched.
We're here to take back what's ours. Lady John Hamm, Ham Jr., digital natives. Are you ready? Lead the charge with your...
We're ready.
Thank you. Technology that is advanced and creative problem-solving skills. Defend my shop using gadgets made from recycled materials and sustainable energy.
Okay, Mum, we're at it. We're going to kick the bloody asses all the way back to Analog Village. Oh my God, who's here? Woof woof, it's me, Rex. What fiction? I heard the commotion from next door. What's all the barking about? Well, that's me. Let's spice things up. I've got to douse the invading tribe's equipment with my hot sauce, which I have not put out. In many ways, I put in, causing their old analog materials to malfunction. Yeah, let's cheer, everyone. I'm on your side now. Woof woof.
Oh good, no eliminations this week for the hot sauce by Rex. Ha ha ha, everyone is laughing and we are at the celebratory feast outside the phone shop. Everybody is here. John, I'll untie you for the occasion. Alright, John, you've earned your seat at the table, but don't think this means you're off the hook for the last 25 years.
I'll make it up to you, I promise. You better, Dad. I've got a lot to say about your adventures and my own. But look at these dolphins jumping, celebrating our victory. Oh yeah, Ham. It's been many years, and I've missed you in many ways, as the several wives that I have married have mysteriously passed away in freak gardening accidents.
So you ready to go back to Springfield?
Yeah, I think so. but I'll always cherish this place and all of you. So you're not coming?
No, off you fuck. Don't be a stranger. And remember, if you ever need a phone fix, you know where to find me. But don't
Okay.
phone between 3 and 4. That's Helen's time.
All right. See you, Helen. See you, Ham. See you, Darren. See you, Rex. And don't forget to take some of my hot sauce with you. I take cash, cards, and checks.
Rex Woofington
Camera
sells his
panda.
own hot sauce.
What's that?
Rex Woofington sells his own hot sauce.
That's right. This is exactly what I'm doing. Narrator. The camera pans out, showing the vibrant jungle and the bustling phone shop. I'm stamped now, I'm not Rex. In the background, as the sun sets, signaling a new chapter for John Hamm and his friends. Fade to black, end credits, homeward bound. The return of John Hamm. Lady. Maude! It's a Maude cast, season 12, almost at the end, unapologetically living her life, and spoken bomb with Jasper, no need for strife. Sesame flood that made her whole spine on ice cream binges by the Lord, that's her role. Hooky spooky cookie mom, midwife by Homer, volunteer vaccine admin, occurring overcomer. Modeling Jehoshaphat Red and Manus Jeter, a footnote in TV, her legacy, a screener, while Chaos Brews, Ouija Bag and his crew pop their game on Ned and Maude hold hands with love burning flame. Love conquers all, she giggles undeterred, even when sweet man's potions cause cats to be stirred. Maude, queen of EBQ, with homemade dishes adored, eyes fuzzy side of her heart never ignored. Getting her house clean at 5 a.m. early riser, a member of the moral caucus with a spirit that's wise, a guinea pig aficionado, tough as dressed blur. From tea parties to rock concerts, a bond beyond compare. Spoken word poet, her rhymes light up the night, defying all expectations, a true comedic sight. But when her apple pies are ruined, she won't fret, but she's got an unruined club sandwiches set. Hit you with a tray while knitting wind chimes with a low-key hostility that is just sublime. In a world of absurdity, she faces it all with a tattoo on her leg and an internal brawl. Sister to flawed with powers of quick change. Maud Flanders forever sweet, yet wonderfully strange. It's the Maud Flanders Internet Podcast, Season 12, Episode 6.
7. 6. 7. 7. Episode 7.
7 and 7 is?
Who would have ever even?
Would have ever even, but enough of that. Enough of that. Sweet man, yes. Ouija bag, okay. Snaggy, I'm doing all the voice. We're after all Roberts to stop Ned and Maude getting together. That's our only hope to stop them. Now that we've failed in Springfield Township, we need to stop them getting together and let's do some cult business.
Let's do it.
Look at them, sweet man, snaggy head, Kings, Brendan and Nathan. We're on the brink at Oral Roberts University. The stadium looms with Ned and Maude heading in to renew their vows, and here we are, shimmering with Socratic dust on the edge of failure again. I'm absolutely full of Socratic dust right now. This doesn't work. I don't know what will. We cannot fail again, Ouija Bag. Professor Cholmans was the man we have to go to. He has the power to stir up confusion like no other.
Exactly. Renew their vows. If we can convince them to unleash his philosophical chaos, we might just have a chance.
I think by renewing these vows, he just means that they said that they like each other. Just like every experiment of mine has failed. My last one turned fruit into a bizarre sentient muffin. And the one before that, a chocolate chip cookie that cried when you ate it. What am I even doing anymore? Trying to outthink love? The river doesn't act like flow, sweet man, but the bread does.
What?
Look, we need to persuade him to confuse Nestor and Maude.
Joel Monsley's about to start his seminar. I'll just go and have a word with him. Oh, wise professor, your power to provoke existential dread is unmatched. We need your talents to save Ned and Maude from their blissful ignorance, the students in your class. Existential dread? Tell me more.
Imagine it, Joel Monsley. Impromptu debate that leaves them questioning everything. They won't know whether to love or doubt.
Begin the debate, my followers. Confuse them, confound them, drown them in questions so deep, even their souls will doubt their love.
Well, doodly-oodly, more diddly-oddly. Do you remember our first date at the movies? You looked so doodly pretty-oodly that night. I was more nervous than a pig in a fucking rain. Doodly horn.
Ha ha ha.
You were so sweet, Ned. I thought you would never ask me out. And then you couldn't stop talking about that popcorn machine breaking down.
Oh, I sure did ramble-oodly-amble, but that was the night I knew I wanted to be with you forever and ever. Now look at us renewing our vows, and by that we mean just saying that we like each other again. Nothing could ever come between Ooglios. Philosophy activate, Ouija bag. I've realized that the dust of Socrates is inside me, and that's going to help in some unclear way. I must dust swirl through the air and let chaos begin.
The dust seems to be making everybody philosophical. Wait, is love just a social construct? What does it even mean to love someone?
I don't know student 1, but student 2, that's me. How do I know my feelings are real? Is it possible I'm just acting out of a biological urge?
Yes. Question everything, let doubt tear at the very fabric of your certainty.
Oh, more doodly oogly, do you really think I want to know what love is and I want you to doodly oogly show me? I mean, maybe it's just a bunch of neurons fire-hourly oogly-oogling. Huh?
Hand away.
Ned, love is patient. Love is kind, remember. 1 Corinthians.
Oh, you're right, Maude. Love is as real as the dust swirling around Ouija bag. Nothing can come between oogly us. And by Ouija bag, I mean Jesus.
J-cry.
Wait a minute. If I, Ouija bag, am full of Socrates dust, then am I even here? Is any of this real? Am I actually a wizard that's been turned into a bag and now has the dust of Socrates inside while I'm in Tulsa trying to persuade a cartoon character not to get married? Is this real life or is this just Ouija board?
Exactly. This is chaos. It's continuing though. The dust is spreading, but it's quite clear that Ned and Maude's love is stronger than any philosophical debate. So that's that.
There goes that plan. The cake never tastes good when the frosting's too sweet.
What?
I started to speak cryptically. That's going to be my thing. Now, if I can talk, I can't just be Rex. Got to be have a thing. What I do.
I see. Whoop. Well, Ned and Maude are holding hands and leaving the stadium, so we did a bad job.
Yeah, we failed once again. Oh my goodness. Hello, Goodman morning and welcome. Take it easy, bro, but don't go full dairy.
Do not, indeed. Do you have a message from Jacques? Because I do.
I do, but you're supposed to say,
Oh, have a Mary Bailey night, Senator.
Nice. Mary Bailey is the wife from It's a Wonderful Life.
She's just the governess in The Simpsons, voiced by Maggie Roswell. Never come up before. Strangely.
All right, strangely. I've got a message from Jacques. Well, you got one as well. He sent us both one. Shall I read mine and you read yours?
Yes, let us.
Down in the quantum realm so small, Jackie found the gang one and all. Philosophers on a hamster ride, through the chaos they would glide. Mickey Spook joined the crew, yeah boy do let's do. RT Rambo with the plan, guy the fourth play in the band. Tiny warriors in a tiny land, fighting battles hand in hand. Through the wee philosophy and gravity. Carry Derrida in them, as strange but with her tricks. The face and Nagis with the roar, cheeky onion and glass mama. Tiny warriors in a tiny land, fighting battles hand in hand. Through the wee philosophy and gravity. With each battle they would grow, lessons learned within the flow. From the realm they made the climb, as a baby born this time.
If this world seems so threatening, that's because it isn't simply eccentric or strange, but competent, rigorously argued and carrying conviction, like when a demon cow takes over the factory, making the grown-ups act all silly, and we open the mouth to hell. It feels just like how I worry about whether Blue Peter will still be on after nap time, or if I'll get to see the Chuckle Brothers get in trouble again, like when Paul gets stuck in a tree, or Barry accidentally spills paint everywhere. What if they don't let me join their fun? To me, to you, to me, to you.
Wonderful. I got the same message, but also just with a picture of one of those Nerf guns after it. So I think he's working up towards Christmas.
Fantastic.
A beautiful quote. It doesn't seem to be related to Maude whatsoever, but it sounds like something bad might be happening at the museum.
I think at some point we probably need to do a little bit more of a check because I'm getting some mysterious vibes there, to say the least. All hail something something.
Imperial
Wax solvent.
mints.
Okay, listen, lads, The stadium is looming. Ned and Maude are growing closer, seemingly impervious to this chaos that Cholmondeley is doing and stuff. Like, well, I don't know. What do we do now? I've got Socratic dust all up in me bits. I tried confusing them with philosophy, but they just got all mushy. This is getting out of hand. Every time I try to sabotage their love, I just end up with another failure. My last attempt at a love potion accidentally made cats fall in love with their angelical reflections. The shadow dance. You heard me. You heard him. The shadow dance is closest to the light, but the muffin fears the blender. Enough riddles, dog. We need a new plan. Something to drive a wedge between them.
A wedgie bow. What if we use Professor Cholmondeley's cult
I beg your pardon?
to stage a dramatic confrontation? Nothing breaks up a couple like a good old-fashioned showdown. Excellent idea. My cult, what, shall put on a performance of philosophical absurdity. We shall question the very foundation of their love. I have a day off, so I'll help. Thursdays are always quiet.
Maude Audley? Do you know, Doodly, I think our love is stronger than any existential dread that might be thrown at us.
Oh, of course, Ned. Love conquers all, even if a blender tries to disrupt it or something. Cult members,
Beg your pardon.
it's go time. Let's confuse these lovebirds. Gather, wearing mismatched costumes, and hold your absurd props, such as oversized books labelled philosophy and foam swords labelled doubt. Begin!
Cue Benny Hill music.
What is the essence of love? Is it merely an illusion, a fleeting moment in the cosmic void?
That's all the reason. Pierces the hearts of body. Love is but a chemical reaction. The bombardity. Oh, Maude Audley, listen to them oodly. Sounds like they just walked out of a philosophically fiddly lecture.
They're trying so hard, but it only makes me love you more, Neddy. Ugh. No! I'm getting desperate now. This is not how it's supposed to go. Cult members, what? Turn up the absurdity.
What's in love's just a construct of societal expectations, Break free from the chains of conformity.
Your love is a mere illusion. It cannot withstand the test of time.
I can't believe it. I'm filled with Socratic dust, but their love is even stronger. What the bloody hell is happening here? Looks like we're failing again, Ouija Bat. You bloody fool. Love can't be unravelled by philosophy or absurdity. Oh, doodly maudling. These folks are just lost in their own heads, Maude. Love isn't about questioning, it's about feeling. I beg your pardon.
Exactly, Ned. Bang on. It's about being together through thick and thin, like PB and jelly, peanut butter and J. This is a disaster. They're embracing love instead of questioning it.
Looks like they're invincible. We're outmatched.
At least we tried 4 or 5 times, right? Better luck next time.
Wait a minute. I'm filled with the dust of Socrates. I can't let this happen. I can't let them win. Oh my goodness. They're heading to the stadium for an unclear reason with their hearts glowing brighter than before. Well, at least they're happy even if we failed. That's not the point of this, Sweetman. Just go for a die. We try to save a life. The stars don't argue with the moon, but the muffin still fears the blender.
But let's regroup, team, and rethink our strategy. Clearly, absurdity isn't enough. I'm the leader now. You're in my cult. What?
I beg your pardon. Give me a number between 1 and 300.
Number 121.
Merchandise. Face Forward Simpsons merchandise. Maude-cast merchandise on Redbubble.
Precisely. That merchandise still exists, I believe.
Maude-cast coffee mugs for sale.
There we are. Ghost of disapproval. Hang on, let me overthink this. Jesus, I saw that meme.
Maude Monroe. We've actually looked at this. Somebody's made a mug out of the Maude. What's that draw game? Draw station.
Yes.
Anyway, tell me what. Is there a plan to make a face forward merchandise?
Molly vibes. No. As of now, no. Face Forward Simpsons has sort of retired itself since. I feel like I've not done any since, like, definitely pre-Maude-cast.
Oh yeah.
No Face Forward Simpsons. It's been a long time. There isn't a Face Forward Barb. That'd probably be my next move. But no, I believe Maude-cast action figures, t-shirts, t-shirt cannons, etc. would be the way forward. But maybe by the time this comes out, there'll be merch all over the shop.
I hope so. I for one would buy it if it wasn't incredibly overpriced.
Exactly. We've established before that there's barely any Maude merchandise. The ones at the bottom.
Version 2.
You can have
Well,
it on a floss.
the ones at the bottom on a flask. Finally,
Exactly.
Maude in pod form.
Together at last. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's pretty short. Not much to say. There is not any present merchandise that is available. The only thing I did close to merchandise for Face Forward Simpsons was there was a character I drew, and then I left it that long to upload that I couldn't remember who it was. So I put a comment saying if anybody can tell me who this is, I will draw them. So I drew the first person who sent me that, and that's about it though. That was years ago.
That was years ago, wasn't it?
Would you like sponsor ads before sponsors or after sponsors?
Oh, before you get too excited. Oh my goodness. We just witnessed Ned and Maude stroll into the distance, absolutely absorbed in their love. They're becoming inseparable. Socrates' dust scared in my eyes, and it's like they're glued together with love. What do? They're talking about quitting university. What a game changer. A love rival, perhaps. Someone who can throw a wrench into this lovey-dovey machine. Brilliant idea, sweet man. Who could be a challenge to this perfect romance? Who could it be?
Well, what about that new transfer student, Miranda? A late addition to the game. She's charming, intelligent, and a known heartbreaker. Yes, Miranda's a slag. Let's bring her into the mix. We shall stage a dramatic entrance to stir jealousy.
Oh, Maudoodly Audley, just sitting on this bench beneath this tree, I can't imagine life without you. Maybe we should just quit this whole university oodly thing and start a new life together. I know I'm an incredibly conservative man, but I just feel like this is something we both need to sunny and doodly do. Let's go somewhere sunny with lots of nature.
Oh, Ned, that sounds in character and perfect. Just you and me living our dream in some backwater city in America somewhere.
Prepare for the ultimate love rival. Miranda shall make her grand entrance. We will place her directly in their path. Scatter. Everybody's set it up for us. That's nice. A welcome to Oral Roberts Miranda event. However, Ned and Maude are still in their blissful state.
Just think about it, Maudlin. No more stress, just love and muffins with no blend to fear every doodly day.
Suddenly.
Oh look, Miranda's strutting into view over there with them. She's exuding confidence and charm. The cult members are cheering as she approaches. Well, if it isn't the sweetest couple on campus. I've heard so much about you two. Hello. We're just discussing our future.
Yes, and it's an oodly bright one.
Yes. Now let's see if we can stir a little jealousy. Gleefully rubbing my hands.
You know, I've always found Ned to be quite charming. Wouldn't it be fun to explore what a life outside university could really be like? So, bin this garbage gobbling off.
But I do appreciate your compliments, Miranda oodly, but I'm quite happy with Maudlin, Jehoshaphat Radamanthus, Dina Goodman here.
Ned, excuse me, Miranda. Ned and I are planning our future together. Nothing can come between us. You bitch.
Isn't working. They're still deeply in love. The dust of Socrates is failing me. I need a drink, both before, during, and after this. Cannot take another failure. The sun sets, but the clouds whisper sweet nothing. Shut up, dog. We have to step it up. We need to get Miranda to put the pressure on.
Ned, you and I could be quite the duo. Just think about it. I'm right here.
Thanks, but my heart belongs to Maudlin. Oodly.
And mine to you, Ned, so you can swivel on this. Go away, you trash bag. Whatever. Not bothered anywhere.
How is this possible? My cult is failing me. What?
Excuse me. I can't believe I'm still full of Socrates dust. This isn't how it's supposed to go. Alright, we need to regroup and come up with last-ditch fucking effort. We can't let them win. The cookie crumbles where the heart wanders. Gosh, down. One more fun. We'll save the day. Sponsors.
Good.
So do some sponsors while we're waiting to break up their happy relationship.
Let's do it. Happy Boy Nando's.
Happy Boy Nando's. Sponsors, the electric car company.
In Electropolis, ambition laid flat. Android supercar, tech dreams went splat. AI misread, took a wrong turn. Donut shop chaos, watch it burn. Electro supercar collision, wild ride. Miscommunication, nowhere to hide. Caffeine chaos, donuts fly. Wrecked ambition, tech dreams die. Andrew's face, a meme in despair. AI's gone rogue, it's beyond repair. Sprinkles in the air, powdered glaze. Electro supercar, caught in a craze. Electro supercar glitching, wild ride. Miscommunication, nowhere to hide. Caffeine chaos, donuts fly. Wrecked ambition, tech dreams die. Andrew's face, a meme in despair. AI's gone rogue, it's beyond repair. Sprinkles in the air, powdered glaze. Electro supercar, caught in a craze. Electro supercar glitching, wild ride. Miscommunication, nowhere to hide. Caffeine chaos, donuts fly. Wrecked ambition, tech dreams die. Wires crossed, androids laugh. Future dreams sunk in aftermath. Auto-tune beep, crowds in awe. Tech blooper reel, left us raw. Digital glitching, mayhem scream. Electro supercars, final dream. Next gen sputter, sparks and fry. Andrew's empire kiss goodbye.
Apparently an advertisement for electric cars. So go out and buy an electric car.
So that was the sponsor.
Yeah.
Electric cars is the sponsor.
Correct.
I see. My sponsor is Dara the Menace Ennis, the often forgotten new chaser. Forgotten only in the context of the modcast. He's oft left out because he joined late and sometimes there isn't enough room for him in the pictures. So here's one for you, Dara the Menace Ennis.
It's a good name.
It is a good name.
Solar Energy Company.
Shri R.P. Gupta had a plan. Solar sizzle, frying pan. Cook your breakfast by sunlight. Eco-friendly, oh what a sight. But then squirrels saw the panels, turned them into furry annals. Lounging in the warm embrace, eggs were splattered every place. Solar sizzle, what a fizz. Squirrels turned it to their biz. Cooking eggs, it's all a mess. Green energy, what a jest. Cracked eggs flying in the yard. Solar dreams got pretty marred. Gupta chased the fluffy foes, but they nibbled on his toes. Green and clean, but so much fun. Squirrels get the job half done. Laughs and nests, it's all swell. Renewable gone quite well. Solar sizzle, what a fizz. Squirrels turned it to their biz. Cooking eggs, it's all a mess. Green energy, what a jest. Squirrels turned it to their biz. Cooking eggs, it's all a mess. Green energy, what a jest.
Green Energy, what a chest. That was advertising Solar Energy Company.
Yes, that one seemed, the sponsorship there seems slightly more clear. So,
Mr. Gupta in his ongoing battle with the squirrels.
indeed. Sponsor. Let's go for Vince Vaughn, star of Dodgeball, etc. Republican. Dorothy Mantooth is a saint.
And that brings us to...
It does. It brings us to this part one of sponsor race.
Bring it on.
It's time for the Modcast official sponsor race. All stars, all winners, grand finale, part one. Could you ever even believe it? As always, I am your host, Gradually Poncho, once voted 12th most likely to grog inside someone's poncho in a survey conducted by Les Gradually Poncho Dennis for the TV show Gradually Fourcos. With me, as mostly always, is my wife Leld. Isn't that right, Leld?
That's right, gradually me and more.
See, she loves me. She bloody loves me.
I bloody love you.
For this, the final maxi challenge of the season, our all-winning sponsors must put on a talent show. And whilst it's your last chance, we're feeling generous there will be for Holy Rollers this week. And later in part 2, there will be not one but two gradually breaking twists. It's all to Maude for so good luck, etc. Maude was a something in your world to the moon. Mucho thanko I have been and still am gradually Poncho.
Let's get this talent show a cookin'. First up, creating some ice flying sculptures whilst performing an original song. It's Cheeky Onion.
Yay, time for one last more expectations to subvert. In Scotland with Lukey I converse, these wee talents will really make you hurt. A double win for this ice master, took out the comp like a t-shirt blaster. These other queens look fat and shattered, so crown me now, you cheeky bastard. This ice master took out the comp like a t-shirt blaster. These other queens look fat and shattered, so crown me now, you cheeky bastard.
Next to the stage, wassailing for your nerve, it's the Mary Lloyd.
I am Mary comes to us, permissions to slay. If we don't have permission, I'ma do it anyway. You have no dinner or money to spend. I am drifting Jules' girlfriend, Mary Lloyd. Still so pure and white, Mary Lloyd, Mary Lloyd. To give your dad will come tonight. These other queens have no skill. I've seen their flash, it's a fail. Mary Lloyd has looks to kill. Mary Lloyd can make you walk.
Tough act to follow, we'll see. Here's Robert Pappington Pappy Nando's Paps to cook and season chicken in 57 seconds.
Papi boy, numbers, Papi Robert, Pappington, Nando's rock. 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 Papi boy, numbers, Papi Robert, Pappington, Nando's rock.
Up next, with a burlesque number, Viva Viva la Befana.
La Befana vien di notte cagna, con le scarpe tutte rotte cagna, col vestito da romana cagna, viva viva la Befana cagna. The Befana comes at night, bitch, in worn-out shoes, bitch, dressed like a Roman bitch. Long live the Befana, bitch. La Befana vien di notte cagna, con le scarpe tutte rotte cagna, col vestito da romana cagna, viva viva la Befana cagna. The Befana comes at night, bitch, in worn-out shoes, bitch, dressed like a Roman bitch. Long live the Befana, bitch. La Befana vien di notte cagna, con le scarpe tutte rotte cagna, col vestito da romana cagna, viva viva la Befana cagna. The Befana comes at night, bitch.
Christ, that was racy. Here to change the mood with a spooky tale of intrigue. It's 7:06, which means it's time for J. Vernon Pentecost.
The wind whistled through the fractured walls of that accursed internet museum and database. Onion beat his wings into the cloying darkness, his form swallowed by the shadows. Robert Paps dabbed at his brow, Rex paced teeth bared, sensing what mortal eyes could not. The deathly mask of the Murray Lloyd grinned wider. The candles flickered, feeble light casting twisted shadows that clawed at the walls as if to say, yes, footlongs. Desiree gripped the table's edge. This terrified Grolith the ice dragon more than any. She had been present during 7 garottings. What horrors could whiten the knuckles of such a hardened woman? La Befana muttered darkly, tracing strange symbols in the frigid air, as Cat Slater's cigarette fell to the floor. A slag no more, her throat torn open. Rodney MacLeod fell next, crumpling where he sat, eyes wide with terror at some unseen horror that he simply could not reinvent. The room fell dark. Only the screams of sponsors once deemed winners, who on this night lost their very lives. Helen's a bitch.
Here to spice things up by completing the Heart Ones challenge in under a minute, it's Rex Woofington.
Wolf bark, wolf rice, wolfy boy, wolf and town, wolf bark, wolf rice, wolfy boy, wolf and town, wolf bark, wolf rice, wolfy boy, wolf and town, wolf bark, wolf rice, wolfy boy, wolf and town. Living needs his own hot sauce, mother trucker.
And look at you, taking on the wings of death, living to tell the tale, and now there's nothing left to do but roll out the red carpet for you. This camera, this camera, this camera, let the people know what you have going on in your life.
Please give it up for the vocal stylings of Grolith the Camp Ice Dragon.
I Grolith, mighty ice dragon, good present. Phrases with Campanelle, Fort Knox, tourist attraction in USA. Garrison Town, gay abandoned, gay dawn. Hello, I'm Julian and this is my friend Sandy. Hi campers, hi camp. I am the only gay in the village. I'm Julian and this is my friend Sandy. I'm free last resort. Nancy boy, not a happy camper. Shack ride, Canadian military slang term for promiscuous female who visits military barracks to sleep with. So just shut that door. A catchphrase from Larry Grayson. Stop messing about. A catchphrase from Kenneth Williams.
From the gang to the sponsor race, here with the spoken word piece is Desiree.
Onion, your cheeky laughter reminded me that joy could break through even the darkest moments. Marie, you taught me that the shadows of my past do not define me. Rob Paps, your faith in my potential showed me that even the most tarnished souls can shine again. La Befana, you helped me sweep away my regrets and embrace the possibility of renewal. J. Vernon Pentecost, your haunting stories illuminated the truth that fear can only control us if we let it. Rex Woofington, you inspired me to venture beyond my comfort zone. Grolith, your icy patience taught me that true healing takes time. Cat Slater, your fierce resilience reminded me that my past mistakes are not my identity. Rodney MacLeod, you opened my eyes to the power of learning and showed me that it's never too late to change my story. Today, I stand as a testament to the power of redemption. I am no longer a prisoner of my choices. I am a beacon of hope for those still lost in the dark.
Heart-wrenching stuff day, truly tasteful and a class act. Next up, performing an interpretive dance about how much of a slag she is, it's our cop Slaggy Slater. And finally, to round things out, Rodney reinventing Education MacLeod is here to use all of the modern slang he has absorbed from his gen whatever it is now students, with a reinvented retelling of a certain Flanders death scene.
Homer, man, I need that fit, gimme the drip. Ralphie, mommy got racks like that. Chief Clansa Wiggum, laugh same energy, kid, same. Maude Flanders, Nettie, I'm over Homer's dad bod flex. I'm a grab some dogs, Ned Flanders, but no footlongs. Maude Flanders, bet I know. Footlongs are sus. Vandemonium woman, hate. Guess no one's fiendin' for the drip. Homer, that's Cap. Run me that shirt, fam. Vandemonium woman, let it fly. Homer, lit fam, free Bobby Pin. Maude Flanders screams, thud. Ned Flanders, Maude. Dr. Julius Hibbert, yo, she's gone, fam. Reverend Timothy Lovejoy Loki, Maude Flanders was kinda the NPC of our squad storyline. She wasn't out here hitting us with catchphrases or rocking any extra accents. But whether you clocked it or not, Maude was always in the background, just chillin'. And FR, we thought she'd stay on that grind forever.
Well, sponsors, what a show. No it blankets this week. You all excelled in your fields. Having grobbed that, we have ponchoed some decisions. The four holiest rollers of the week are Rodney MacLeod, Desiree Gang member, Cot Slaggy Slater, and J. Vernon Pentecost. The four of you will now compete in a four-way flam ball for the win, and the winner will receive 3 Maude masks. The winner of the flam ball to the song Waka Waka, This Time for Africa by Shakira is Rodney MacLeod. Congrats fuckboy, you've earned yourself 3 Maude masks. Desiree, Cod, JVP as the flamble runners-up, we now offer you one last chance to steal a Maude mask from one of the 6 other sponsors. Desiree chooses to steal a mask from nobody. Cot chooses to steal a mask from also nobody. What an honourable slag. And JVP chooses to steal a mask from also nobody. Oh wait, no La Bafana brutal JVP. So that leaves us with the following scores.
Onion for Maude masks. The Murray Lloyd for Maude masks. Pappy Nando's. 3 Maude masks. La Bafana for Maude masks. J. Vernon Pentecost. 6 Maude masks. Rex Wolfington to Maude masks. Growlith the Ice Dragon. For Maude masks, Desiree. 6 Maude masks. Cot Slater Slag. 7 Maude masks. Rodney MacLeod. 8 Maude masks. Meaning the top for a wait, hold on. There's one more twist. Take it away, Serendipity Poncho, my daughter.
That's right, Father Groggily, that's right, Mother Leldy. I am Serendipity. Poncho here to deliver the final twist of this. All stars, all winners, goop and gaggery day. Shenanigans, the house down. I now present to you the double diamond. Now one of the 10 of you will receive said double diamond, and when you do, your total Maude mask count will be double. And who will be making that decision, you ask? The was for effect, etc., etc., Brendan O'Leary.
You now get to decide if you'd like to pause.
It's a tough decision, so I get to double the number of masks by one of these characters, is that right?
Yes. So I've worked out that if you double Onion, Murray, Bafana, or Growlith, it will place them into the finale. If you double Pappy, it will place him onto 6 Maude masks, and then we will decide between Pappy, JVP, and Desiree. Or if you give it to Rex, Cat, Rod, or Desiree, it will do nothing.
Ooh,
Without it, the current top 4 is Rod, Cat, Desiree, and JVP.
Ooh, I'm torn between Pappy Boy and Onion, and maybe even Murray Lloyd.
Indeed.
I'm giving it to Pappy Boy. I want to see Pappy Boy have his chance. I'm itching for that Pappy Boy spin-off series where he visits Lieutenant Chicken.
Where he what?
Where he visits Lieutenant Chicken.
Excellent. So the double diamond has been gifted to Pappy Boy, which means Rod and Cat are definitely top 4, and then we have to boot out. We've got Pappy, Desiree, and JVP. We have to boot one of those 3 out. I would select Desiree. Who
Well,
would
she
you
did
select?
she made a good case for her rehabilitation, didn't she? Meaning that maybe her story's come to an end. Pappy's
She did.
definitely not going out. So who's the other one?
Yes.
Debbie P?
Oh.
Debbie P? Or Desiree? Yes. I'm going to send Desiree back on her way and let her start her new, fresh, crime-free life.
Beautiful. You may press play.
Very interactive. It's beautiful.
The music to deliver it over, but I realise with the magic of editing, this will all come together.
Damn right.
The top for sponsors. So there you have it. The top for sponsors of the All-Stars All-Winners season. Competing next week are
Catch, Rod, JVP, and Pappy Boy.
Sound off in the comments. Are you team?
Pappy
Team?
Boy.
Team? Or
Catch.
team?
Rod.
And tune in sometime in the future to discover which of these for Supreme sponsors will claim the title of sponsor of all sponsors and host of the official Modcast reboot. Now for the second to last time, take it the FOA Parnsy Boy. To the sodden moon.
To the moon.
Indeed. Brilliant. So who went through in the end?
In a rather shocking twist, Onion has not made the top four, partially due to my own. I think I was too favoritism towards Onion. I showed too much favoritism towards Onion, and I just started deciding which the best three were out of the things I made. And overall, also Onion was blocked from two, so it's worked out quite poorly for our front runner. The top four are J Vernon Pentecost, Pappy Boy Nando's, Cat Slater, and Rodney McLeod.
All the humans?
Who would have thought it? Oh,
They're
yeah.
indeed perfect. Anyway,
A human finale.
And in another shot twist, Nathan also received the double diamond to give out and make the top four into a top five. And he chooses Onion, which isn't that much of a surprise if you've watched Mod House of Horror 5 because the finale is in that, and it came out before this. Whoops.
we were talking earlier. We probably should check in on the museum just to see if anything is really going on there before we kind of head back, all kinds of pepped up and shit. Ring.
I think we should just give Derrida's mum a ring at this point and see what she has to say about things.
Ring. Hello, this is Maureen. Oh, is that you? Hold on, are you doing the voice?
Hello, this is Maureen from the Maude Flanders Internet Museum. Maureen, it's King Nathan. We wanted to check on things at the museum. I hope everything's normal.
Yes, we heard rumours, Maureen, about some disturbances. Is it true you've had visitors from less savoury places? Moving softly. I'm Cerebus, the three-headed aardvark dog. Keep it together, Maureen. They can't know now.
Well, there have been some unusual occurrences. Nothing we can't handle, of course. Unusual? What, like less foot traffic or reports of demonic activity? How unusual? I hope it's not too serious. I'll let you do the voice.
Serious? What serious? The world's ending us or something. Or someone spilled my coffee. Serious. I'm Octagon Derrida, by the way.
Boom.
What's that, Octagon? Did you mean to say there's a distinction?
Actually, we have Cerebus here, Cerberus, whatever you want to say. He's been keeping an eye on things, 6 to be specific. Right, Cerberus?
Yeah, there's definitely some dark energy. Hellmouth near Monkey Graves stirring.
Hellmouth from Buffy. Is it possible that Lara Gonamu Helco is behind this? She's got the name for it. We've been hearing whispers about her intentions.
Clara? She's always had a flair for the dramatic. What's her effing angle this time?
Oh yeah, Clara. I called her Lara. Sorry. My apologies. I've known her for too long for that. She's okay. We suspect she's trying to unleash something catastrophic, or catastrophic, if you will. We're doing our best. It's very serious, though. We're doing our best to keep it contained.
You need to
But
be
it's okay.
careful, Maureen. How was
Sorry.
that, Maureen?
I was just saying everything's okay again.
Yeah. Me thinks you do protest too much, Maureen. You need to
No.
be careful. I'll be the judge of that, Maureen. You need to be careful. If she succeeds, it could lead to the museum's destruction.
Boom.
I'll protect the entrance. Cerberus again. But we must act quickly. The demons are restless.
Well, is there anything we can do to help over the phone? We need to keep the museum safe. Just keep us updated on any intel regarding Lara. Oh, Clara, I've done it as well now. And maybe...
If we tell her team leveled up for backup, we might need more than just a three-headed dog and a turtle, if you know what I mean. A good idea. Oxygen. What's that, Maureen?
We don't have a turtle, I don't think.
Great idea, Octagon. Just be discreet. We don't want to alert the wrong eyes.
Agreed. Thank you, Kings. We'll keep you posted. Stay vigilant, Maureen Derrida. And remember, if you need us, we're just a phone call away.
Yes, stay safe. The future of the museum is in your hands. It's decided. Let's get to work before we become part of a hellish museum exhibit. Let's hope the demons are ready for a fight.
Boom. All right, team. It's time to confront the darkness, not the band.
All right, well, that didn't, to be honest, Nathan, that didn't actually sound that good. But there's nothing we can do. We've got a mission of our own to do here, and the fact that our museum seems to be descending into hell, heck in a handbasket very quickly is just another concern I don't need. But
yeah,
I
feel like we're not even we're not even in the same universe, are we? So there's not much we can do from here.
No, very tricky. But anyway, why don't you give the good people some context for this content?
Oh, well, this is a wild episode, a wild one. These are all the deleted scenes that I could find from YouTube. I can't seem to find anything past maybe like season 14. So there's every chance there are still some out. It's very unlikely that she made it into a deleted scene in a season where she was dead. But that's where you end up. She's always in the places you least expect. So as of now, this is the entirety of the deleted scenes that include or vaguely reference or sometimes don't even reference Maude Flanders.
Yes, my favourite will come up later. But first, come on, season 18, Maude we trust. The Flanders are leaving the chicken. Maude is demure. You brought up an interesting, to leaving the church. Maude is demure. You brought up an interesting point today, says Squirmy Ned to Tim. Tim cuts him right off, and Maude just blanks him like she's seen this before. We get a classic sideways Maude and a groggy Homer brings up the rear saying really great funny stuff to Tim.
Yes, I like this one, and I also chose the word demure, and I don't think it is to do with like the modern trend. I think we both saw demureness in this clip, independent of each other, and I can only agree with you when you say demure. This is from the funnily enough, I listened to our talking about this episode because it's the end of season 8, and that's where I was doing the contents. So this is the one where she turns up at the door and basically says, you know, like, is your husband in, Marge? Because mine's gone missing, and then sort of like vanishes for a bit. So this is pre all that and just setting up that Lovejoy doesn't care. But I can't really think of a time we've seen them leaving church. We're sort of like slim pickings here for things we've never seen her do. But we saw her stood outside the church in a grievous error of continuity in like season 23 or something like that. And we've seen her enter the church, and we've also seen her be raptured up from outside of the church. But we have never seen her directly leave the church before. So what a day.
Another first for the broadcast.
Another win. She does look she has the sort of same energy as Lovejoy and Homer in this scene as opposed to Ned. Like, she looks sort of like she's ready to go home as well. She's ready for the church to be over, which is something we've never really touched on too much, is that maybe because of her upbringing and the wackiness and stuff, that Lovejoy's church stylings just don't do it for Maude. And she keeps it to herself, obviously, because she's a good Christian woman, but maybe she too gets bored during Lovejoy sermons.
You're right that we've never heard much about the wacky church that she went to as a child. Hopefully there's a diary entry not far away that tells us a little bit more about that wacky church. Because you imagine it's at least 2 weeks away. You imagine that the wacky church in Springfield Township would have played a bigger part in her story, but actually has played zero part so far.
Yeah,
We
it
don't
seems
even
like
know the name
religion.
of the priest.
No, religion had absolutely no impact on her upbringing. It seems that was what we've learned, and
But
that
she did love Jesus. We know that.
she did. She did, and we had a whole thing at the start about her parents getting super into religion because they thought she was an immaculate conception.
Yes.
So we sort of touched on the idea of, I think God is present in the Goodman house, but they maybe that's why we haven't heard anything. Maybe they don't go to church. Maybe they have their own Goodman way of praying, and we've just never seen or heard about it in 116 episodes. But we will hear about it 7 or 8 more times before the end. Barry the laugh. There's the priest. It's Barry's dad, Jim the Laugh Senior. Father Jim the Laugh Senior. There you go.
Ken the last senior, surely.
Exactly. So
Ken Jim 5.
but
We've
this
never
is sort of
seen
the only what?
we've never seen a sideways mod before. This is my first thing from this clip. I don't think I've ever seen a full on sideways mod.
I would disagree. I say we've seen lots and lots of them over time, but none. I think it's just refreshing to see one because it's been so long. Because Sideways Maud just alive, being a participant in the town. We haven't seen anything like this in a hot minute.
Phew.
Because she's. I don't know if you realise, but we often talk about how ducky she is when she's facing sideways.
I always thought that was a 3/4.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I will give you that. It's certainly beautiful, is what we can take from it, and it's the closest we'll get to her speaking in these deleted scenes, or even appearing.
It's slim pickings, isn't it? But we saw her walk out of the church sideways, and we definitely touched on this before, but I question how much she really values that church and that religion stuff. It's
precisely.
It does seem like she's spoiling it in a bit, to be honest.
I would say she values religion, but maybe not specifically the Church of Springfield. It's just nice to a Maude that's existed within the world for the last 25-ish years that was uncovered is just a nice treat as well, to be honest.
It is a nice treat.
You thought you'd seen the last of her? Well, you ain't. She's coming out of church.
Coming out church sideways.
Mind blown.
Good too. Season 10, Viva Ned Flanders. The wives from Las Vegas walk back across the state line with their new husbands. Homie stands up and Ned gets off his knees there in the desert, Nevada. HJ says, let's get our stories straight. Neddy says, there's not going to be a story, dusting himself off. I'm going to tell Maude the truth. Homie puts his arms around him. Yeah, now listen up. And I say, have we seen this one already? I got a feeling we've seen this. We were taken hostage by some bank robbers who drove us to Las Vegas, where we got drunk, walking off the distance, sun hanging in the sky, where we got drunk and married 2 cocktail waitresses. Homer, that will make them furious. No, says HJ. Trust me, the robber thing will soften it. Have you got any water? No, I've got a flask of whiskey. That'll do, as he heads off to the desert of death and bones. Glug, glug, glug. Don't bog out that hooch, homie, he says as the vultures settle. Ned glug, glug, glugs too.
Yes. Yeah, this is one of 2 sort of alternate endings as opposed to deleted scenes that we're going to look at. The other one didn't even make it to animation stage. This is just the aftermath of them leaving Vegas. I think the lines are just different. And this is slightly longer. I feel like they still have a conversation about we need to get our stories set for Marge and Maude, and then they come up with something, but it's not this.
Aliens?
But I do. Yeah, it is, isn't it? And he says something about being probed so much. And he says, would you like to tell Maude the truth? So I like this as equally, though. It's just sort of weirdly. I think they probably took it out because of the Ned drinking at the end, which I don't mind too much. It sort of shows that he's learned something on his adventure at least. But it is still sort of wildly out of character if they just want to go back to him being Ned straight away. But I do like the thing of Homer just saying exactly what happened, and then the Shearer delivery of when he says, Homer, that will still make them furious, is really good.
Yeah, good one.
This is more, we're getting to just see the insight of Ned caring about Maude when she's not in the room, which is nice after he's drunkenly married somebody else. I think it is, I don't know if we spoke about this prior, but I think it is forgivable simply because it's Ned and it's so out of character that he must have been so drunk out of his mind like he's never been in his life before, whereas Homer does it twice a week. So I think it's way more likely that if Ned had come home and actually told Maude the truth, which we don't know if he might have done, it's established that Homer doesn't tell Marge, but it's never actually established whether Ned went home and told Maude. And I think he probably would, because there was no romance involved. He literally got drunk and did what Homer told him to do, and then spent the rest of the time thinking about how it would affect Maude. So again, maybe another diary entry before the finale to find out whether she did or did not know about the existence of Ginger Flanders.
I think it would go a little bit like this. Maude, oodly oodly, there's something I've been meaning to tell you.
What is it, Neddy?
Well, you see, when I was in Vegas, I oodly doodly kind of married a stripoodly.
Oh, Ned, you always know how to make me laugh. A stripper in Vegas? In Vegas? That's a good one.
Yeah, just a real knee slapper, eh? Diddly iddly. Not a bit of a knee slapper, a full knee slapper. The end. I imagine that's what it would go like.
Imagine it was just like that. Before this next clip, actually, I can't believe I'm not brought it up yet. It's probably because it's been a day or two, but the egregious outsourcing of No Maude in season 36's premiere was something that will not be forgotten anytime soon. And I am still waiting to hear back from the writer of the episode. to see
Who is the writer of the episode?
She's called Jennifer something.
Jennifer something.
I can't remember. I tracked her down on Instagram and sent her a message, just a friendly message to say, don't let this happen again.
A friendly threat in an Instagram brick.
Exactly. Now, I asked, was there a specific reason? I have two thoughts, actually, about it before we
So what, for the
up.
good people, what happened?
It's like a Bart episode that was written by AI, apparently, but it has been written in the style of being written by AI. So he's just sort of freaking out towards the end. Everything's changing and the show's ending, and Bart sort of becomes aware of that. And then it's a big birthday party at the end with loads of guest stars and people. Homer said people from, like, cherished people from our past. And then he starts going around getting annoyed at everybody, saying, like, you know, like, you three bullies, you can't raise a baby with Hank Scorpio, and all, etc. And then he goes over to Grimy, Bleeding Gums Murphy, and Rabbi Krostowski and says, and you guys are all dead. And they all look sad. But they're all stood next to Ned. So it just feels... So I wondered if there was a reason. And my two thoughts were, maybe they thought if they put Maude in, they would have to put Edna in. And they didn't want to put Edna in because she is dead in real life, but so is Rabbi Krostowski. My other thought was, maybe they just didn't want to.
I just don't want. And she wrote back, if Jennifer whatever wrote back and said, I just didn't want.
Don't like her. Just don't like the bitch.
Louise.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Oh, my last thought was that some of it was actually written by AI, and AI simply chose those three characters, and they did not change that. Was my other thought.
Yeah, but if it did, I think it might go a little something like this.
Ask it for 3 deceased characters from The Simpsons. Well, she made it into this first time round.
Yep, the absolute first person. Mona Simpson, Bleeding Gums Murphy.
So yeah, I agree.
Music under that. It's interesting that the ChatGPT instantly, when I said write a sketch with 3 dead Simpsons characters, immediately Maude Flanders was the first one. Although I do have to suggest that everything I've ever written in ChatGPT has been Maude Flanders related, so that could be a connection.
It could be a bias because it was also speaking about her very, very kindly, like taken too soon, etc. So, but Chatbot just put more respect on her name than the season 36 premiere, which I enjoyed despite its Maude clivity.
I repeat. Let's do a couple of mid-episode songs.
Yeah, I think she acted as a gateway character in a way, in many ways.
Anyway.
If you put Maude in, they start thinking about Edna, then they start thinking about, well, if we've got 5 of them in there now, we might as well put it. It surprised me also that Larry didn't make it, given the Larry fandom popping off last year. Sam's all over it, but no ghost of Larry yet.
Maude was a neighbor, sweet and kind, left out of the show, out of sight, out of mind. Season 36 came, where did she go? We miss her laugh, her spirit, her glow. Ned's all alone, raising kids on his
Far sadder than I expected. I give it to be honest. I was looking for something a little bit more fun.
That's not what That's not what the death of Maude Flanders provides, unfortunately. A sad take on how Maude was forgotten by the world.
I know, it's very sad. Let's have another try where we've got 3 more minutes left. Give me a number between 1 and 2.
2.
Maude in the background, she's feeling so blue. Season 36, but she got left out too. Didn't get the spotlight, didn't hear her name. Where is Maude Flanders? Oh, what a shame. She used to be the star, now she's gone away. Watching from the sidelines, wondering what to say. Could it be the writers forgot her face? Or did they think that Maude fell out of place? Hey Maude, oh Maude, we remember you. In our hearts you'll always pull through. Hey Maude, oh Maude, where did you go? In our minds you're the star.
Saying the name right as well, listen.
Oh, in our minds you're the star of the show. Where did you go? In our minds you're the star of the show. You'll always pull through. Hey Maude, oh Maude, where did you go?
Maude.
Not bad indeed. Yeah,
Beautiful.
so that's the end of this part of the show. Next part will start immediately after these sponsors.
Exactly. After these long messages. Joe. I'd Maude.
Aye. As you can see, I am mid-cording.
V-Ducky.
V side ducky. Up and 3 in here. Glug glug. Hey, don't bug out that hooch as the vulture settles. And Ned glugs too. Up 3. Season 11.
They glugged away.
They did. There was a lot of glugging going on last time, but time for glugging is gone. Now the time is for season 11, Beyond the Glugger Dome. Homie is at the grave. HJ and Boy drive up in white car. Homie sounds horn right behind Ned. Ned throws his flowers up in the air out of shock. Homie catches the bouquet and giggles and smells them. Ned is panting heavily against what I assume is to be Maudes' grave. Why thank you, Ned. Why thank you, he cackles, jar, and drives away.
I was confident that you may think that, as I also thought that. But if you will notice, this is the season 11 premiere episode. So this is way before she's dead, like 13 episodes before she's dead.
I'll allow it.
Here's what I think happened. Either they got the episode wrong that this was a deleted scene from. However, the car, that is part of that episode's plot, so that would be very strange.
Okay.
Or they put it in as like a Lost or Twin Peaks. I don't think I've ever mentioned those shows before on here, but like foreshadowing, and then they took it out because it was kind of sad foreshadowing. Maybe I think they took it out because they couldn't really establish whose grave it was, and that they knew very soon that Maude would be kicking the bucket. They must have known at this point. I think we've speculated it. They probably knew around halfway through season 10. But so I think maybe they cut it out here with the intention of reusing it after Maude died, possibly as a, we'll save this gag for another time. And then either didn't do it because it was way too sad, or it just never got back round to it. But yeah, this present time, it's not established whose grave he is crying over. But if this had made it, it would have been one of the biggest foreshadowing moments for Maude, which is why I left it in there.
Yeah, because it's also not clear why it's in the Maudecast, unless we think it's Maude, but it's a Maude herring, isn't it? And so I'll allow it.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Because when I initially watched it, I assumed it came late season 11, and it was Maude's grave, but then upon closer inspection, these are loafers. It turned out to be the premiere episode with Mel Gibson. So I do also like Simpsons deleted scenes when there's no sound and no music. There's sort of a kind of a weird element to them, and I quite enjoy it. But yeah, this is mean even before Maude has died, regardless of whose grave it is. So I think they probably did think, we'll come back to this because we're killing his wife soon. And then after that thought, you know what, maybe we'll just leave that one out. Even they've done more tasteless jokes in regards to her in later seasons post-death, I would say.
Oh yeah. You think it's possible? You think it's possible that the episode of Maude died was earlier, and this was not always the season premiere, so they could have actually been after.
It is possible. The only thing stopping me from thinking that is that we know that Maude is in the Gibson episode. It's the Gibson,
Of course, we do.
Mr. Smith one. So she is part of that, but again, that could have happened prior, post. If they switched it around, they could have switched some episodes around, and then, at that point, they're like, well, we can, Maude is still crowd adjacent at this point.
Mm.
Well, that would imply they had some sort of Maude Flanders handler within the animation. It was
A Maude plan, have you will.
Exactly. So maybe not, but that's what I would think. Yeah, either a reshuffle or take this out and put it back in later, / let's not put it back in at all.
Because
it's really mean.
unlike a sitcom, where season openers and season closers do often kind of slightly update you or slightly refresh. The Simpsons doesn't tend to do that, right? The most openers and closers could easily be swapped.
Yeah, they sort of do a thing where it seems like they might save one of the, I wouldn't even say bigger plot lines, but like we said about the 750th episode recently, that was the season finale of season 34, and they kind of, because it was 750, they did the special credit.
Yeah.
It was sort of like a bottle episode of Homer. Homer crashes the car and flies through the front of the car, and the episode takes place on his, 3-second journey from the car to the floor.
Jacob Ladder, right? We established that.
Flanders.
Spoiler.
So they'll do things sometimes like this premiere now was definitively like a premiere style episode with Conan when they set it up as the finale.
Okay,
yeah. Especially early on seasons don't do it. A lot of times the first few episodes of the season are ones that they didn't get round to the last season. That's why there's a bit of a Roswell MMG crossover in season 11 where MMG's first appearance happens and then Roswell's last appearance is the episode after.
Yeah.
And that is because it was a season 10 holdover, I believe. So dialogue already locked in.
Yeah, it would, to have no other context and just have that clip not long after Maude died is pretty cold. So if not, can you speculate whose grave it might possibly be?
This is the thing, there's nobody around Ned until Maude dies and it all starts going downhill. There isn't anybody really around him who has past that we know of, because we know his parents are knocking about, and we also know that Grandma Flanders is knocking about. So it's possibly a grandfather. It could always just be a person from the church, like an elderly patron of the church that he is mourning, but knowing Neddy, it could just be anybody. It could have been a man called Jesus.
Why did Homie take his flowers?
Just because it's mean. I think this probably would have come in a sort of scene where they're exploring the benefits of this new electric car. That's sort of the gag is that they've crept up on him because the car makes no noise, and then they can beep the horn and scare him.
How does it smell?
Exactly. But I don't think the intention was to steal the flowers. I think the intention was to terrify Ned, and the flowers were a bonus.
Mission Maude accomplished.
Precisely. But also, I just thought it was quite straight. It's just easier as well to just have Ned. But yeah, pre-Maude death, but Neddy is still on his own at a grave. There is no Maude, Rod, or Todd present to mourn whoever this is. Hashtag where's Maude?
Maude's death, and spoiler, it's one of the few kind of nexus events that cannot be changed. Is one of the few reasons why they can't just switch episodes willy-nilly.
I think probably only for that season. I think the next time it's cropped up is probably, again, Larry. Larry is the next character to die who actually appears in crowd scenes and stuff.
Okay.
Like all the other deaths. Well, Edna, actually.
I hadn't thought of crowd scenes.
But other than that, there isn't really. I was just thinking about this, actually. I think they probably layer the episodes, or structure the episodes based on, comedy. I was comedy, or maybe character specific. Okay, we've done next week. We've got a Marge one, so the week after, why don't we follow that up with a Homer one, and then that's quite a nice romantic-y one. So we'll follow that up with a silly one, that kind of stuff.
Oh wow!
I know there was season 8 or something. I can't remember who it was, but 2 of the showrunners had a specific, 2 silly episodes, 1 wholesome episode, and at least 4 about the town, etc. Or townspeople episodes.
1 for us, 6 for them.
Exactly. So yeah, they can just sort of structure it however. I wonder what led to Maude dying slap bang in the middle of a season as opposed to being the premiere off finale. That would have been an interesting way to kick things off.
We kind of got to ask how quick that turnaround was from like episode 11. And we know that Simpsons episodes can take up to 6 months from beginning to end.
Roswell was not present for season 11.
Okay.
So she'd already left before they started recording. The whole thing must have already kicked off and been resolved. And by resolved, I mean her leaving by the start of season 11. So they knew going into season 11. Because I think I don't know if they do anymore, but they definitely used to do like a story retreat where they would sort of settle on 22 stories and then set about writing them. I don't think it's like, I think by episode like 8, they weren't like, right, by episode 14, we're going to kill Maude. I think they would have known going into the start of the season.
Okay.
Based on a writer's retreat sort of idea, or, at least very early on that she wasn't usable because Roswell was no longer around. Same as Helen and Luann are barely, considering what we said about Luann last time, as she's basically the only woman who talks in the town now.
Yeah.
Between like season 11 and 14, I think you just see her in an Apu way, where like, yeah, he's still around, he's in the crowd, but Apu now hasn't spoken for like 11, I think maybe 10 or 11 years.
But he's got a voice actor, hasn't he?
I think he had one. I don't know what, something must
Here's
have...
question.
I think he had to go back to India.
Do you think they regretted killing Maude? Do you think it was a mistake for them to kill Maude?
After much, I don't know. I actually don't know. I think it was a mistake for them, but probably not for us, because it's definitely made of one of the easiest characters to do a cast like this on, because we only really looked intently at the first 12 seasons.
Oh yeah.
And then, it was sporadic, whereas, yeah, if we picked say we wanted to do if we done like a Janie Powell cast, we would have been looking at 36, I apologise, years of her just standing in crowds, etc. Those kind of characters, and Maude would have been one of them. So it definitely helped define her as a standout character, as opposed to just, like you can pick her out for something, as opposed to saying, oh yeah, she's a member of the town.
Oh yeah, in many ways.
Exactly. Yeah, I think we milked that Maudeless clip for all it was worth.
Good for. Hello, Gutter. Hello, Father. Circle is gathered on Springfield Street. Diamond Joe is on a box. Maude is behind them in the circle. In order of him bowling a perfect game, Evergreen Terrace will be now called Homer Simpson Boulevard, and Maude's skirt turns red in honor of such a thing. Bright, bright red. Thank you for this eponymous street, says Sassy Homie. He leans to Lisa, who gives him a sweet smile, thumbs up, and he laughs. Oh, sweet jar. And I want to say that Homer Simpson believed just like me.
Boulevard.
That Homer Simpson Boulevard will be just like me. Wide, noisy, and cleansed every other Tuesday. They all clap. Maude is nestled in and does the dame. Same.
She does the dame indeed. Shall we finish with a song, Homer Simpson's Biffabird? Yeah, this is a fun one. I like this one. This next clip is also from the same episode, not from Praiseland, like a year later, which I put in the information. That would have been much stranger if they'd come back to this scene like seven or 8 months later. Biffabird. This is our last truest chance to see, except for all the ones that I missed again.
Yet another last chance.
This is almost our last chance to see her as part of a crowd. Another just fun missed moment. I think we can let it slide because it's a deleted scene and it never made it, so it never affected her true journey. But I don't think she would be happy about the renaming of her street to Homer Simpson Boulevard. She's already had to put the word Homer into her son's name, and now she has to live on Homer Street. I do
see a bit of a creep there, but at the end of the day, he did help her to deliver that baby.
True, but this is because he bowled a perfect game. This isn't because of something he is. And mind you, actually, that might be something that garners her respect enough for this.
Oh yeah, it's a holy roller.
It might be one of the very few things where she would let it slide because it fits into her own specific 3 or 4 interests.
Which are?
It was either this. He could have, if he'd won a wind chime competition, done this, or made a really big ficus plant, or online hook rug. I think she would be okay with
a really nice Ann Landers scrapbook, and possibly
boring old biddy.
Possibly some falafel.
Possibly indeed. This is one of Homer's more endearing speeches that I've seen, and I like the little... Lisa at some point earlier in the episode must have taught him that word.
What is
and
the
I
word?
like eponymous.
Oh yeah.
And I like these little moments that they have where the family like on the same page or connected. Like
Oh yeah.
the sweet little thumbs up is good, and I think Maude would very much approve of that. He's not doing anything. To be fair, in this episode, up until this point, everything he's done has been fairly wholesome and above board. So I think, like, if they were changing this street's name because of, you know, how much money and sin he had brought to the street, she'd probably have more of an issue, which seems to happen later anyway. But in this particular context, he's actually achieved something, and now is giving quite a humble and well-spoken speech whilst interacting nicely with his daughter. So I can see this is one of the few times I can see her actually, giving him a cheer and thinking, you know what, I'll give him this one. I have no stake in this battle, so I will be a good neighbour. And then God
I
will
don't
like
know.
me
I
even.
think you were right first time. Her having to call up and say, yes, my name is Maude Flanders. I live in 232 Homer Simpson Boulevard. Oh, Homer Simpson Boulevard. I think that would tire her very quickly of Maude.
Yes, I agree. But at this present moment where she is now, she's just, doing the good things so that God and Bob Hope will eventually like her more, is what I would say. And that skirt seems relatively on the correct path. It's maybe a bit too maroon, but maybe it's her formal, street party dress. It's only slightly different to her regular clothing.
Slightly fancier. It's probably a slightly thicker material, maybe a little bit like felt.
If it's a Homer Simpson street party, she'll be wearing her shirt buttoned as up as possible.
Yes, button the ones at the top.
Exactly. Top shelf.
She's got a good view there, right behind Diamond Joe.
She should have, really. She's one of the residents of the street. So I think even if more people came, you would like to think that these street residents get priority, but I don't remember. I didn't look for the likes of Ruth Powers, to be honest, because this is not the Powers cast. But that's basically it for the street anyway, so they can fill it up with whoever else they want, but they pretty much just had to get Ned, Maude, and probably Ruth in there. And I kind of like these bodyguards. I like the two sort of like generic bodyguards that Quimby has. We've only seen them once or twice in the episode where they watched Louis try and kill Homer or whatever it was.
I got a bit.
But it's nice that Maude is back around the bodyguards, and she seems to, whatever issue she had with Quimby and his duck reading, seems to have subsided. She probably just thinks never really discussed her opinions of Quimby as a mayor of her town, but I imagine they are not particularly favourable opinions, and she probably never once voted for him to continue that job.
Well, he's a Kennedy, right? So he's a sleazy lefty, so he's kind of like always trying to push his kind of like lefty politics, which she's not going to like. But on top of that, he's also completely criminal. So I think it's a double. I think we got a double loss there.
I think it was more so, I agree with the Kennedy voice and stuff, but I don't think they really pushed the lefty stuff. Quimby's definitely just more of a generic corrupt mayor. Like, he just makes the decisions that keep everybody on his side, regardless of where it stands on the political spectrum.
But you don't see him really making any right-wing moves. He's kind of like a little bit hands-off, kind of like just not causing too many waves. You're not seeing him as like a hard liner.
No, I can't remember there's the Sideshow Bob Roberts episode, isn't there, with Quimby versus Sideshow Bob, and I can't remember what side they both stand for, but I would hazard a guess that Bob in that situation was the Republican.
Well, he was, I think, because that's exactly
what it is. Yeah,
because he just trots out the like hard on crime kind of like hard line kind of things, right? Including citing his own release from prison as a reason why the prison system is broken.
Exactly. Yeah, that's one of his arguments against Quimby.
Exactly. So painting Quimby as a lefty, and he's the common sense hardliner.
Quimby even let Sideshow Bob, a 2-time convicted attempted murderer, out of prison. Vote for Sideshow Bob.
Hit 5. Have we done a Bobcast? We haven't, have we? We did a Cecil cast, right?
We did a Cecil cast on the request of Natalie Bloom Manticore, but I would very much like to do a Bobcast, and I thought about it maybe for Christmas.
There's a whole, I mean, there's just like Willie, there's 10 Willie casts and 10 Bobcasts in there at least.
Oh yeah, I thought it would be nice if we got our guests back at Christmas to give them an episode with some good content, as opposed to bringing them every year to disappoint them.
Unfortunately, specifically beefier, but unfortunately, I'd have to veto that on the strength that Sideshow Bob has no Christmas connection, does he?
Yeah, there's a loose one. There's like 2 Christmas Bob episodes
Oh, all right.
But there's a loose enough connection.
Good
It would
five.
make more sense for Halloween, but we're busy for Halloween.
Good 5. Hello Gutter. Season 11. Good 5. Season 12. Praiseland. Season 11. Hello Gutter. Homer and Maude, Maude, are sat on the sofa. Homer and Marge are sat on the sofa. Ka-ching. I spelled ka-ching wrong. It says hurricane. Marge sat on the sofa. There is a commotion. Hey, looks like something is going down on Homer Simpson Boulevard. Joe says, Diamond Joe is back on his soapbox saying, let's face it, we all looked a little crazy last week. Now let's stop the madness by renaming this street once again Evergreen Terrace. And Maude is still nestled in behind Joe. She's doing a hallelujah Maudie face. You can do it. You can't do this, says Jar. And Joe just changes the street sign right again. You can't do this. Edna is stood right next to her and she never knew. She doesn't even know who she is. You can't do this. Homer Simpson is an oasis of culture that attracts all kinds of, hey, ain't those hookers? You bum. Don't tell him how I live.
Exactly. Hey, burnout, don't tell them how I, etc. Women think. I'm ruining the song. Yeah, this is just the culmination of that, and I imagine she probably knew this was the case going into the last clip, that eventually, oh, Neddy, give it a week. You know what these people are like. The hype will die down. This is more aimed at, this isn't even necessarily aimed at Homer. This is more aimed at the town's sort of fads or, mob mentality, which she is always a part of. But in this situation, she seems to be, well, I say she seems to be because I've decided that, confident that it will conclude itself naturally in the way that everybody was going to the burlesque house for a week and then nobody ever went again. And, everybody had racing horses for a week and then nobody had them again, etc. She's definitely a pattern spotter, and she knows that, next week this will probably be, Millhouse, New Orleans. So let's just ride the wave, Ned. It's just a street. Yeah. We don't get letters anyway.
No, we get faxes.
We only get checks for our rugs. So I imagine they do get letters from the Turnbulls, actually, but they're probably not delivered in a conventional postman way.
Oh, no, they'll be delivered by Vole or Owl.
Yeah, I imagine somebody from the township, probably one of the uncles or aunties or elderly ones, comes to the edge of Springfield, but no further, and then lets a Vole loose once a year with a bag of letters.
Well,
and they all make their way. They only have to make 5 stops anyway. It's the Flanders house, the Osmond and Willard and Sarah.
Yeah, Osmond and Willard live together in the mall, right?
I believe, yes. I don't know if they live in the mall. I know that one of them works there.
They have a photo shop.
Precisely.
Quite closed down.
I don't know if he sleeps there. Don't tell anybody how I live. Yeah, this is probably just... She's just relieved that everything's back to normal. This is, again, probably why she had so much confidence walking with them hot dogs. Because every single week for the last 11 years, however long that is where she is, she has seen everything reset itself. So there's the one with... She's probably thinking the same thing in that Homer and Flanders episode where Homer loves Flanders. I think it's called Homer Loves Flanders. The buzz that couldn't slow down. There's a thing at the end of that episode where Bart and Lisa are discussing the fact that, give it a few days, they won't be friends anymore. It'll be, reset. And Maude, Rod, and Todd are probably having that same conversation off screen about, it. So, I imagine that's what she's thinking at this present moment is that, oh, look, it's happened again. Everything's back to normal. Nothing can ever change here. Yes, I'll go and get some hot dogs. I might walk along the railings on the way back.
No footlongs.
Exactly. Who are they going to kill? I'm not a special guest voice. I'm not a one-episode character. Try
You're
me.
not Lady Gaga.
Exactly. Bleeding Gums what? Try me. And they did.
They did.
And we all know how that turned out.
What happened to the street?
It gets renamed. In the prior clip that we just saw, it was renamed Evergreen Terrace.
No, I mean, what happened in the week? It looks like it went downhill pretty quick.
Oh, I see. Who knows? This is because these are deleted scenes. These are the only bits of context we have for this sort of removed bit of the story. So I imagine just the idea that the name brought trouble immediately, but that doesn't. Probably from Mo. I imagine it's somebody who knew Homer and knew his sort of style of living, took advantage of that with a worse style of living to sort of place the blame on Homer, but somebody has specifically told those 3 hookers to go to this street and start working there. I would say probably Mo.
But the whole thing's cut out, so we don't even see any of this renaming of the street, right?
No, we just see what we have seen. which I believe does show the street being named back, as that is almost entirely the point of clip 5.
That's a deleted scene. I mean, in the episode, we don't get any of that.
No, it's deleted from the episode.
No
It is
references to streets being renamed at all.
No, I think this just came within the first, there's a little bit of fanfare after he bowls the game, and I can't remember what happens, but I imagine this was probably one of 3 things that show that everybody likes Homer now, and they probably just thought, well, we don't need to show 3 things, especially that one where it's 2 full scenes. It's probably the easiest one to cut out.
Clip 6. A new thing after all of these years, a storyboard. It's just a pencil sketch of Homie and Ned in the Going to Praiseland. Clip 6. Oh, it's a tipsy board. It's a storyboard. Another first. There's a change, Jar says to news in a test. You've worked too hard on Maude's dream to give up now. Maude's nutty dream to give up now. Ned humorously turns to look at Maude's statue. Well, everyone looks so far and people do seem to enjoy it. Jar says, well, yeah, maybe think of someone beside yourself for a change. Ned, maybe just one more day. After all, tomorrow's the anniversary of Maude's death. That's a downer, says Jar. I need some of that happy gas, and he runs off.
Yeah, this is something that, even within The Simpsons, I've not seen this happen very often, but it's an entirely different ending to the Praiseland episode that has got to the point of being voiced and animated before, for some reason, they decided it was too Maudy of an ending, is what I think happened. I believe there is some kind of commentary for this, because I've definitely heard someone talking about this gentleman killer thing that comes up. But for now, I like that he says Maude's nutty dream is my favourite thing about this, because it is relatively nutty to think of, I want to own my own Christian amusement park. It's not even like he's being Homer in this situation, and, her dream was to buy a new knee rest for the church. It's something that is indeed nutty, and just the way it looks is really cool. It's really fun to see.
Oh yeah,
that sort of hollow statue Maude and the people swarming around it. Yeah, they seem to have. It's going the same way, where they've got the gas leak, and Ned wants to shut the park down. But then in the regular episode, they see those orphans lighting candles, and that's what stops it, because he jumps on. I forgot I'll put that in the end. He jumps on the orphans, and everybody agrees that is something Maude would not be a fan of. And this sort of ends it in a way less Maudy way. It doesn't. I like that they went back and thought, we should end this in a way where the town are appalled with Ned, because they now think that they know Maude better than him. I like that a lot better as an idea. This is just sort of wildly out. It's very, very Maudy in our sense. It's just completely out of left field. Nothing else to do with the episode, and has never been mentioned before. But the only other thing I want to bring up about that specific bit of this clip is the anniversary line probably got cut because of just time-based shenanigans. In that they probably didn't want to establish. First of all, they're not saying 1-year anniversary, because in Alone Again, Naturally Diddly, 8 or 9 months passed, don't they? Because he says something about how tough the months have been.
Oh yeah.
So this would imply that this happens super quick. The episodes between then and now happen in the course of 3-4 weeks. But it's also too long to say it's a 2-year anniversary. So they probably cut it out for the likes of us to make our lives a little bit easier.
A little bit easier. And Beef, he wouldn't have liked that.
No, Beef wouldn't like a lot of this.
Why? Because it's deleted?
Yes, and it's not great.
Clip 7. The storyboard, Ned, is giving you a tour of the palace. Call back, Neddy. I feel bad about that whole haircut while you were sleeping. So this is Rachel. Come on, Rachel. I'll storyboard Ned give you a tour of the place. I feel sorry about that whole haircut while you were sleeping thing. Yes, that was kind of creepy. It's cool to see the trees passing through storyboard Ned's body. Well, I'm back to normal now, and there'll be no more creepiness. An oblique Maude reference, I say, from a deleted storyboard in pencil form. Now we're talking.
Yeah, I can't remember why that's specifically on its own. I think it's in there because the Praiseland statue is in there somewhere. I think there is a Maude on the screen for it.
Okay.
Which is why it made the cut. Kind of similar ending with the Rachel thing, to be honest. This is all that really happened, is that she came back and they had this conversation, but it was shorter and she never got out of the car. They just sort of, oh no, she did, but they just stayed outside Praiseland because it was already shut down.
Yeah.
whereas in this version she has returned prior to that. It's nice that he apologised for the haircut. I think we got that in the other. Oh no, I didn't. I think he literally just said, "Oh, your hair's grown back," and she said it's a wig, as opposed to him saying, like I feel bad. So this would have been nice for Ned's character. And then the creepiness thing. There'll be no more creepiness and then a scream. But what happens next isn't creepy. That's what they're sort of getting at, is that, like, oh, nothing else weird's going to happen, and nothing else weird does happen. Something just very sinister happens.
Oh, yeah.
But it'd be weird to call it creepy.
Sinister things can be creepy.
True, but I don't think that this isn't one of those, oh, that gives me the creeps situation. It's just a sort of matter of fact, daytime, there's a corpse.
Here's why I think they didn't do the speech with Rachel. I think they tried to avoid direct references back to earlier episodes that you need to kind of get to understand. Otherwise, and it could have just been an off-the-cuff joke, but it doesn't really make sense by itself. You have to know that he cut her hair to look like Maude.
It's the same episode. That's like the very start. She is at the end of the at the end of the More Death episode singing the song.
Oh, okay.
But then the haircut happens at like the start of this episode, and
I removed my what's it called?
I agree, though. It's hard to. Some people wouldn't want to remember something that happened 13 or 14 minutes earlier.
Clickbait. Rachel screams and runs. The crowd before Maude's statue parts, and there is a body. Cool. Helen's not a bee. She's well drawn, but the people behind her not, and I really love that. Ned is going for it. Oh, this is all my fault. I was just trying to keep Maude's legacy alive. Now a man is dead. Clancy says, "You mean a killer is dead?" Mo says, "Wow, one of the best pictures."
That Carl in Mo's mouth.
Oh, see.
Oh, dear.
Say I have.
And Ned. I didn't even notice Ned's just sort of blended in entirely with him more.
Oh, yeah, yes, right. That's very cool. Wah, says Raheem as Wiggum turns over crime body. Is it Raheel?
It's Rachel Jordan.
Wah, says Rachel as Wiggum turns over criminal's body. Madge, the gentleman killer, ka-ching. Lucky break for you, eh, Ned? Homer says. Sorry, with all the poison gas pouring out of your phony miracle. Barney says, poison gas, Lenny White, phony miracle, Carl Black, pouring out of, they stand around the body. Yes, we can show Ned the important thing is this case is over, which means it's time for me to formally celebrate my victory. Hey, Eddie, have you got an open flame? Coming right up, Chief. Dead bodies and smoking, I say. Woo, give me more of these deleted scenes. Coming right up, Chief. Away. Boom. Maude's head goes flying like a turkey shot. Missed opportunity for the bomb broccoli head, but maybe that is actually what they were going for. And that is a great...
That's one of my favourite pieces of Maude Flanders imagery that we possibly ever looked at. The last few shots of that. The mask like flipping and coming like directly through the screen. Well, not directly unless you're in some kind of 4D experience.
Came through my screen.
Couple of fun notable things. I think this is the only time they let MMG have a crack at Helen. And it's not terrible.
Oh.
I think if you'd have put in some more dialogue, it probably would have got less Helen-y, but exactly.
That's who's dead. Spoiler.
I think that would have maybe made it less so, but yeah, it's nice to hear MMG having a crack at all the Roswells, except for Luann, I think. I don't think she ever did Luann.
Has she had a go at Edna?
No, she's not done Edna, she's not done Apu.
I
like it. The whole thing is, the whole thing is very strange to have just like, oh, somebody has died. Just within like 30 seconds, you can tell why they got rid of it. So it goes from, oh, somebody has died. Oh, that person was a killer.
Explosion.
Like, with no references to this. It's not like the Scranton Strangler. It's like you can't just have Marge come in and say, oh no, the gentleman killer, and have everybody. But I do very much like that they use that what thing quite a lot, especially in these seasons, and I like that they got Rachel Jordan to do it as well for absolutely no reason, and that there's such a long pause in between Mo doing it and her doing it. Just like an awkward pause of deleted. No music, no sort of blinking, nothing happening. Also, Lenny White, Carl Black doesn't apply at this current time because Lenny and Carl are both black and white.
Correct. I quite like that joke that they do where he says one person says the most important line, the second one says second, and he's just left with the other words in the sentence.
Yes, it's the Carl one, isn't it? Pouring out of.
Pouring out of, he's left with it. So I think he says like a killer.
Yes, a killer. Like, The
Going
only
back
sort
to-
of issue with the only real issue with the ending of it is that it implies that everybody died in an explosion because
Yeah,
they're all right next, and they also just did that with that's the whole Black Widow or Sideshow Bob end of episode thing where
but that's Doctor Strangelove as well, right? As well as other
is
things.
it?
Yeah,
No, that's the hydrogen bomb one, isn't it?
yeah.
The one where he marries Selma and they go to like the hotel and then you see the hotel explode and they think that he's killed Selma, but then you find out that it was just Wiggum throwing a cigar in as a celebration and the gas was on.
So they've done that twice. That would be funny, a running gag, because they don't have a lot of running gags, right? Molman getting knocked over and killed, but are there many other running gags? I guess there's probably hundreds, right?
I think there's quite a lot that go through phases where they're running for a period of time and then they stop running. So like they'll use somebody like you'll spot like somebody will just take a liking to the sea captain or Disco Stew or somebody and then they'll just sort of appear throughout a season, but not necessarily.
That's just a character rather than them being a running joke that kind of
That's true.
that follows them. And Mormon being killed is one of the few that I can think of. And maybe someone like Bart Simpson spraying graffiti, like El Barto or something.
Homer says dough a lot.
He does say dough a lot.
When he does something that's sort of like silly.
I'm giving that as a catchphrase rather than a running gag, though. But good try.
No, there's not a lot. There's not a lot in comparison to where like Family Guy has quite a lot. Like the guy who sings, the country singer, and that kind of shite.
The Simpsons is famous for its long-running gags. Number 1, Bart's chalkboard gag. Number 2, Homer's dough. Very good. Number 3, Treehouse of Horror. Number 4, Homer strangling Bart. Number 5, Eat My Shorts. Again, that's a catchphrase. More Maggie, ka-ching, Maggie's pacifier suck. Sideshow Bob's rake gag, which only happens once, I believe. The couch gag. Hans Molman.
They milk that.
Yeah. Has it happened again?
Oh yeah, like 8 or 9. You'll find out at Christmas, but
maybe we should do a Sideshow Bob rake cast.
It's very possible because there are like this week there was one in this newest episode.
A lot of these are
catchphrases.
But Hans Molman, Hitchy and Scratchy, Principal Skinner's mother issues, Dr. Nick's hi everybody, and Comic Book Guy's worst something ever. But again, those catchphrases.
Mostly catchphrases except for the strangulation, and I do sort of like. There's a couple of random subtle ones that again only run for like a season or two. Like there's something about Skinner and his mum and like a bath pillow. The guy's brought like arguing about a bath pillow like 3 or 4 different times over different episodes.
Yes.
And little things like that, like the McBain movie.
Burns forgetting Homer's name.
Yes. Again, things that
Bart's
running for like maybe 10 years and then stops and then maybe occasionally is referenced.
A mere decade. And prank calls to Mo. Kent Brockman's news reports, gag run out and sad life. Incompetent government and authorities, terrible medical advice from Dr. Nick, Skinner and Chalmers' tense relationship. Yes.
Some of those are sort of just character traits as well, but there's a few. There's
a few.
It's not as blatant as Family Guy where it's like, oh look, the chicken's back, etc. But
it's not a Biffa bird.
Many things aren't. That wraps up Fake Praiseland ending, but I'm kind of glad that they went back to the original one. However, this one is much more in line with our podcast.
It's more silly, isn't it? Do you think that's how a South Park would end?
No, I think South Park would end much more cleverly. I think it would bring the whole story back together.
A very, very angry Ned turns to Milhouse, very angry, and shoves his face in Milhouse's face. Ned's not coming back from this one. What are you looking at, Four Eyes? It's brutal. And you have glasses too. And I ask, a Maude, miss?
Look at fake Maude in the background, yeah. It's not Maude because you see I think you see the head. This is the scene with Sam and Pink Beard Man and Osmond Tinker Turtle when he loses his shit after the hurricane. I just wanted to leave this in because it really made me laugh.
It was very funny. It's as brutal as it gets. It's probably as brutal as The Simpsons gets. It was actually viscerally angry.
Yeah, there's the whole. I don't think we actually looked at Ned's rants because she's, as we discussed at the time, entirely absent for some reason in the scene. She's in the scene. Yeah, she's like stood next to the car or something, so you don't see her the entire rant. But he goes around to a few people and says just the most like horrible things. He says to Krusty, the only one in town who doesn't make me laugh, which is good.
Yeah, that's not a cut scene though. That's an actual in the episode.
Yeah, that's
right?
But this, for some reason, this Milhouse one got cut. possibly for time, but I'd say this was the best one, other than
I'd
the
say
Mo one.
possibly for the trauma it would have caused.
Yes, and I did like Millo's stuttering, but you have glasses too. It's
Oh, did he
great.
say that? I thought I wrote.
That's what Millo sort of like weakly stutters after Ned screams in his face. But yeah, he says something to the other one is Bart says like, "Do I have a cow?" And he says, "Oh, I've got a catchphrase for you in later life. Hey, buddy, got a quarter." And then to Mo, "You ugly, hate-filled man." And Mo replies saying, "I may be ugly and hate-filled, but what was the last thing you said?" So
That's a good line.
overall, a great scene.
It's a great
yeah,
scene, but we can't count it even though we know Maude's there. We're not doing scenes where we think Maude is probably there but never appears on camera.
No, not yet. Season 28 of the Maude-cast. Yeah, I just left it in because it made me laugh a lot and it was somewhat adjacent.
Aye.
Shall we do it? Is there a cut scene to do before sponsor race?
No, let's go straight into sponsor race.
So this is a recap before the finale of the Final Five, hosted by, I can't remember the names. I think she's like Lizzie Mean Queen and Johnny Prime. Johnny
Nice.
Prime Riz.
Johnny Prime Ribs.
Yes. So this is a very short summary of those.
By very short, you mean 9 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with a sponsor who I think really embodies this.
Okay.
Cat Slater,
Okay.
this mascot. 6 Holy Roller titles.
That's
The
right.
most out of any finalist.
Host of any sponsor
ever. 3 Flanball wins?
Yeah, like Cat came to play.
Cat came to play.
Yeah.
What do you think?
What's really amazing about Cat is their ability to read the other sponsors.
Right.
Like they know what's up.
Yeah.
And remember that week when Cat got the Maude mask as a gift?
Yeah.
That's not an accident.
Right.
That's strategy.
People like them.
They've built the relationship.
They've made alliances.
Yeah.
But it's also interesting because then they were also blocked.
Makes you wonder.
Right. So
Radar.
clearly someone saw them as a threat.
Of course, because if you're doing that well,
Yeah.
you're a threat.
You gotta take them out.
Gotta get them out of there.
But then there's that 1 week.
Yeah.
The wet blanket finish.
Oh yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, was that a mistake?
Yeah.
Was that on purpose?
Like, is this a crack in the armor?
Is this something that other people are going to be able to use against them?
Right. Okay, so let's talk about a sponsor who's all about keeping it safe.
Okay.
Rodney McLeod.
Rodney.
Rodney's all about consistency.
You know what's interesting about Rodney is they're very under the radar. You don't really see them coming.
Yeah.
But they have 5 holy rollers
That's a lot.
and 0 wet blanket finishes.
Wow.
So they're kind of a force to be reckoned with.
Right, they're not flashy.
No,
But when you look at the scoreboard,
they're there
they're right there.
every time.
And you know what else is interesting?
What?
Rodney got a gifted Maude mask.
He did.
So it shows
But
you
their sponsors respect that.
that they respect them.
Yeah.
They might not want to hang out with them, but they're like,
They see them.
we respect you, we
Yeah.
see you.
They're not fooled
Right.
by that quiet demeanor.
He was blocked twice.
I know.
Twice.
That means people are threatened.
Yeah, they're like, this guy could,
He could take it all.
he could.
So he's like the tortoise.
Slow and steady.
Slow and steady.
Wins the race.
I like it.
But can he
Right.
really outrun these like
Yeah.
powerhouses?
These are big personalities.
Okay, let's talk about a sponsor who knows how to rally the crowd though.
Okay.
Onion.
I love Onion.
Onion's an interesting one
Right.
because on paper, 4 holy rollers, good but not great.
Yeah, not compared to the others.
Not compared to the others, but they were blocked twice,
I
which means that they could have had
more wins.
more wins.
Yeah.
So it's like, are they respected or are they underestimated?
I think it's a little bit of both.
It could be.
Because also,
Yeah.
2 gifted Maude masks,
I know, this is what's so interesting about Onion.
way than anyone else this season.
Right.
Like everybody loves them.
So it seems
They were
so-
struggling that 1 week, remember?
with
the product placement.
Oh yeah.
The other sponsors were giving them advice.
I know, they were rallying around them.
They want Onion to do well,
Yeah,
which is
it's true.
interesting.
Okay, and plus they're the fan favorite.
Right.
So
And that's got to count for something.
you would think that counts for something.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially because this is about who's going to connect
Exactly.
with the audience the most.
Plus that Nathan's Double Diamond win at the talent show.
Oh, forget about it.
Come on.
Iconic.
For anyone who doesn't know,
Yeah, fill him in.
Nathan's Double Diamond. It's awarded to the best performance.
The most captivating
Yes,
performance.
yes. And it's judged by
Previous Modcast winners.
yes,
Like legends.
legends,
It's-
judging talent.
It's just Onion has that creativity
Yeah.
and showmanship that the audience loves.
And that the other winners see.
Okay, so
yeah.
they've got the talent,
Yeah.
they've got the support of the other sponsors,
Uh-huh.
and they've got the fans to this be Onion's year.
I think so.
Okay, let's talk about the sponsor who is all about that energy,
Okay.
all about that charisma.
Right.
Pappy Nando's.
What do you think?
I think that Pappy is a really good example of like
Okay.
how personality can really take you far. Because statistically,
Okay.
3 holy rollers,
Okay.
1 flan ball win,
Yeah.
and a wet blanket finish. Not their best work,
Right. Not compared to the others.
but what they bring is the energy.
Right.
They bring the charisma.
Like that inflatable obstacle course challenge.
Oh my gosh.
They were a mess.
A mess.
But
so fun.
everyone was dying laughing.
So, yeah, they may not have won.
You're not just winning the challenges, you're winning over the audience.
You gotta entertain.
You gotta entertain.
And Pappy gets that.
Pappy gets.
So maybe that'll take him far.
Take him all the way.
Who knows?
Okay, finally, let's talk about a sponsor whose journey has been a little bit all over the place.
Okay.
JVP.
JVP is the wild card.
Wild card for sure.
Because they have 4 holy rollers, which is good.
Yeah.
They have a flan ball win,
Uh-huh.
but they also have 2 wet blanket finishes.
2.
The only sponsor with 2.
The only one.
They've seen the highest highs
Right.
and the lowest low
Highs and lows.
of this competition.
They've been through it all.
They've been through it.
It's true.
Yeah.
And they also...
They haven't really made any enemies.
Yeah, they haven't been blocked.
They haven't been blocked.
But they haven't really...
They have any friends.
gained those alliances.
Right, like who is JVP close with?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It makes you wonder what their strategy even is.
I know, what is it?
Like what?
What are they doing?
What are they doing?
What do they know that we don't?
Are they playing like the long game? Maybe.
Just like stay out of it.
Keep your head down.
Keep your head down.
Don't make any waves. Lay low.
Let the front runners duke it out.
Let them self-sabotage.
Exactly.
And then I'm here to take the crown.
I'm wide awake.
I'm well rested.
I've got all my alliances.
I've made my moves quietly behind the scenes.
Nobody suspects me.
I like it.
JVP.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
But also, like...
Underestimated.
Yeah, like they won that jingle challenge. Remember, it's
No.
so dominated.
Nowhere.
So
They got it.
you're capable of.
They got it in them.
Okay, so we've got our strategic mastermind,
Okay.
our model of consistency,
Mhm.
our fan favorite,
Yeah.
our charismatic leader,
Mhm.
and our wild card.
Oh,
Who's it gonna be?
this is a tough one.
Give us your prediction.
How do you pick?
I mean, it's really anyone's game.
It is.
We've got Kat, the strategist,
Yeah.
racking up those wins. And then there's Rodney,
Yeah.
Mr. Consistency.
Will slow and steady win the race.
And then there's Onion.
I know.
I'm pulling for Onion.
The fan favorite.
The fan favorite. 2 mod masks gifted to them.
I know. It's never happened before. Don't forget about Pappy.
Happy.
With that energy.
I know.
That could take him really far. Then there's JVP.
Oh, JVP.
Lurking in the shadows.
What are they doing?
What do they know?
This is what I love about the sponsor race. You never know what's gonna happen.
You really don't. How much of it is like the points?
Right.
And how much of it is like the story?
Oh, 100%, because these are brand mascots.
Exactly.
So are we gonna be thinking about the stats? Or are we gonna be thinking about
The narrative.
the narrative? Who entertained us the most?
Exactly.
Who do we want to see host the Modcast reboot?
Which, honestly,
Once
that's the real prize.
The real prize?
Forget sponsor of all sponsors.
Right.
You get to host the Modcast.
That's it, right there.
Reboot. At the end of the day, this is about
It's about the fans.
who connects with the audience the most.
Exactly.
And-
Tune into that finale.
You know, I'll be watching.
I'll be watching. We want to know what you think?
Yes?
Let us know.
Tell us.
Over on our socials.
And may the best mascot win. Yes?
Let-
Yes?
let-
Yes?
let-
Are you? Team Onion. Team Pappy Boy Dandies.
To the moon.
Team J Vernon Pentecost.
To the moon. To the moon.
Team Cox Slater Slag.
To the moon. To the moon. To the moon.
Team Rodney McLeod.
To the moon.
To the moon. To the moon. Let us know somehow and tune in next time for the grand finale of all finales to the moon.
I would like to take you away to the moon. Mucho Fango.
Oh my goodness. What an absolute recap.
8 minutes of two people really saying nothing, but truly capturing the essence of how well those particular 5 sponsors did.
Exactly. And now it's all to play for, isn't it? To the moon. But enough of that. We need to really get Cholmondeley to stop Maude from marrying Ned and running off together.
Oh,
My
yeah.
goodness. Ned and Maude have decided to quit university to pursue their dream together. We know it. We must act now or lose them forever. I'm a Ouija bag, and this is it. We've got to pull out all the stops. If we don't stop now, the dust of Socrates and me, a bag that's a wizard, have no chance. I've failed time and time again, but this time we need a plan. A plan that really disrupts them. Something sweet and bold. Yeah, indeed, sweet man. What if we create a scene so chaotic that they reconsider their decision to leave?
We should. Sweet Man's a much sadder man than I thought he was back in the Courtney Watch Dogs days. We can leverage the cult's absurdity to its fullest. We can leverage the cult's absurdity to its fullest.
Beg your pardon?
Let's make a spectacle they can't ignore. Yes, I will risk everything for this. I think this was the voice. It's time for a dramatic confrontation that will shake their resolve.
Oh, doodly oodly. On the campus green, Maude, I doodly oodly can't wait to set up a new life that awaits us. Just you, Maude, and me. And do you have one in the oven? Don't think so.
Not yet. I'm so excited, Ned. This is going to be perfect.
Well, we'll just watch from the side. Prepare for the chaos. We will create a diversion that will put their love to the ultimate test. Bring out the absurd props. Scramble. Bring that inflatable obstacle, that giant foam heart, and those bizarre signs proclaiming love is the greatest madness. Live life, love.
Start right there. Start right there. I'm a cold, beg your pardon member, and love is an illusion. You must face the chaos.
Get that front door mat that says welcome to the madhouse. Your love cannot withstand the test of this absurdity.
I brought the sticker that says you don't have to be mad to work here, but it helps. Where should I stick it? What in the name of all holy moly oodly oodly is going on here?
This is ridiculous, Neddy. Look at that one. He's holding a cup that says, I will work. I'll start working when my coffee does. We just want to start our life together.
Oh, I've got a hat that says world's greatest granddad, but I'm young.
No, you cannot leave. You must embrace the chaos of reality before you flee into the sunset. Put on this t-shirt that says if found, return to the pub.
Okay, I'll do it. But, I'm all full of dust now, but what if love is only the truth? Do you want this towel that says, please do not ask for credit as a smack in the mouth, my friend?
Oh, look, Neddy, security have arrived. That should help.
What's going on here? This is causing a disturbance.
We're just trying to stop love. Oh no, not again. This can't be how it ends.
Wait, everybody, have one last-ditch effort. Rush, you don't understand. It's not about the love, it's about the philosophical implications of their decisions, officer. Put your taser away.
You're all under arrest for public disturbance. You need to learn that love isn't something you can just meddle with. And what are you using this antique brick to open your door with? I'm writing a musical, Copsicle.
What is the crime here? Enjoying a succulent something.
Well, Maude, doodly oodly, it looks like we're free to go. That cult, I beg your pardon, oh mother, is oodly oodly. They've let us go.
What did you call them?
I've got a t-shirt here that says I'm with stupid. I don't like that doodly oodly at all.
And look, now Mommy's stupid. Let's start our new life, Neddy.
Oh, let's walk hand in doodly hand away in handcuffs. Oh, watch those naughty boys be oodly taken away by security. Oh my goodness, I'm a wizard bag, and now I've got handcuffs on and I don't even have hands. The dust of Socrates has failed us. But did it really? Maybe love really is the greatest lesson after all. Oh, my experiments have failed. But somehow, they succeeded in the end. People up and down, there's something waiting for the birth of the big baby Jesus.
The bread will rise, even in the dark. Be quiet for a bit, but I wanted to say that before we finished.
Well, that was a catastrophe.
At least we did it with style.
Oh my goodness, they've driven off into the distance ready to bring their new adventure. This has been no good. Oh, you should never work with a bunch of cult members. I beg your pardon, oh mother.
Did you call me?
What about this for a piece of artwork while we're just being led away to prison? A custom cursor. The Simpsons Maude Flanders cursor.
That is beautiful. Just give me one moment.
Are you downloading it?
Yes. Just asking chatbot for something. A t-shirt that says follow your heart. That wasn't a very good chatbot. I think I at some point downloaded this cursor, then never tried to make it work because it's not 1998. But it's a cute one. I think this is what her tapped out little head would look like if they had ever bothered to put her in there alive like every other deceased character in the entire game. Other than maybe, I think, like it's like Shakespeare or something.
He's not really a character from The Simpsons, is he, to be honest?
No. There's like 3 characters that are ghosts, and Maude is one of them. The other 2 are actual historical figures.
Who also are not ghosts.
Precisely. Every other deceased character within the game just appears as themselves. So I think this is how her little head would look in her little game.
Oh, yeah.
It's cute.
These were all the rage for a little while, 10, 15 years ago, right?
30
30
years.
years ago. Where was the actual end point of the cursor? And that's why I kind of didn't go with them very much, because it's like they're cool, but they're much bigger than normal cursors, which is quite obvious where this cursor goes, for example.
Yeah, it seems more of a hindrance than anything. I would say the top of the crucifix is probably the top point of the cursor, but I wouldn't know on the Maude face. It's probably central, which is maybe irritating.
My dog's nose is a cursor.
Precisely. How does she curse? She doesn't.
Simpsons Maude Flanders cursor. Oh, here, Little Mermaid on DeviantArt. So we got Pinchy, Daniela Marches. We've got a handsome Ned. We've got a mermaid Maude. We got a Blinky, and we got a Pinchy.
Did you call her a mermaid Maude?
Yeah.
I would call her a mermaid.
What about a Maude maid?
A Maude maid. The little Maude maid. Diddly. This is beautiful work. I like it. I like the off. You can tell they've not been traced, and I mean that in a nice
Slightly
way.
off, right?
Yeah, like in the sort of way that mine are. You can tell a specific person has got a specific way of drawing these characters. I would wager
10% more Marchisanized.
Precisely, Meechanized. The Neddy looks a bit like a pirate Neddy that appears later, but that Neddy has long hair. But the shirt and the pants sort of reminded me of that. Pinchy and Maude together at last. It's only been 300 years, which is nice for us, and I'm assuming will be lovely for Parents Umblies to discover one day.
Maybe he's also in this episode quite a lot.
He is probably. Yeah, I like it. I like the whole thing. I think Maude it's as safe as we're gonna get with this kind of Maudie in a bra.
Oh yeah, and we got a nice DeviantArt watermark as well, which is good.
Yes, nicely coloured.
How about this one? Sideshow Maude.
This one's brilliant and timely after all the Bob talk. I like this a lot. I would have liked it. Well, initially I thought it was them dressed as each other, but it's kind of not. It is in a way, but they've kept their own hair. Where I would have liked to see Maude with a bob wig and vice versa, which I think in like one of the season 1 Maude casts. There's a picture where I just swapped the hair around. So there's a nice little full circle moment that will probably be on screen right now.
Yeah, I hope so.
But it's way, way worse than this beautiful piece of art, which I think is very well done. This might have made our top 10 if we had not already compiled that list, but it will probably make the next top 10 in Maude cast season 17.
Oh yeah, did we do a best of Maude art?
Sideshow Bobo. I think we did it recently.
No, we did a best of Bongo. I don't think we did a best of art.
I think we did it in the 100th episode. We definitely did because we picked. Oh no, maybe we didn't. Maybe you're right. Maybe it was just an idea we have. But
no, I think we did.
I'd like to do that.
We'll do it again. It doesn't matter if we don't remember it.
Exactly. But this is one of the much better ones. I like the shadows. They're pretty good. I like that it's hand sketched. I would say. I don't know though. And it's always a treat to see Sideshow Bob with Maude. Something that I speculated might have happened this week, because I thought this White Lotus thing was a flashback, but only one scene was a flashback. The rest of it was in real time, and it was all rich people and stuff, like Kent Brockman, etc.
Buzz.
I taught him how to bowl.
Minnesota man claims Monkey Ball the perfect game. Viola Tango and Jed Fur. Brilliant. Any more to add on the body swaps, head swap? I can't really tell what's going on. They've swapped heads.
That's all right. I think they've just swapped clothes. Is what's happened, and Bob's tied his hair up.
Yeah, that's what confuses me. Why his hair is now tied.
Because it looks like he's trying to look like Maude, but he's not, and she's not trying to look like him. They've just literally swapped clothes. I think
Rockstone.
Maude is wearing the Cape Fear cinema outfit, which is a direct. I can't remember who was in the. Is it De Niro?
De Niro's in the remake, yeah.
Yeah, that outfit that he's when they do the scene in the cinema where.
Have you seen Mr. Burns, the post-electric play?
I have not. I've still not.
I watched it recently. It's actually very good.
I will invest in that before the next podcast, which is probably in about 9 weeks. Yeah, it's a beautiful one. I like it a lot. Stay away from my son, Marge. Stay away from my son. Oh, I'll stay away from your son, Marge. Stay away forever.
Very good.
Great scene.
But we need a scene so chaotic, etc., etc. Well, we're sitting on a bench now, defeated, as the Ned and Maude are driving away. They've gone. They've really gone. We failed with the dust of Socrates. My wizard bag powers have failed. I guess love conquers all, I suppose. All our experiments and all my failures. For what? To end up here in jail in Tulsa? Maybe love is just too strong for our chaotic plans.
I still think it was a good idea, end of Seinfeld. I mean, who doesn't want a love rival? Which isn't what we were getting at, was it?
We did
Well,
try
shut up.
that.
This isn't over, Mark. My words. We will have our revenge. This crew will pay for ruining my... We will have our revenge. You and your crew will pay for ruining my grand designs. Fuckers.
Oh my goodness. Well, now we're inside the jail cell. Oh my goodness, as the car goes away. Oh, hold on, who's
Are we
there?
ever going to get out of this? It looks like we're stuck here forever.
It looks like we're stuck here with absolutely no way out. This is a really tough jail. It's got like super strong bars and we're at the bottom of a set of stairs that's being guarded by probably some magical creatures. Oh, hold on. Who's
And
that?
also, our trial will be run by Judge Roswell, so we've got no chance. So we are truly in here forever. Who is that? Is this Master Ouija Bag? Dobby has come to rescue you.
Rose, Dobby, you've come at the perfect time.
Dobby can whisk you all away. No more jail freedom. Come with me to the Fallcast.
Oh yes, I'm looking at you with hope in my eyes. Really? You can get us out of here?
Yes, follow Dobby.
Oh my
he's
goodness.
He's opened a little misty portal for us, but one of the cops has shot him 4 times.
Oh my goodness. He vanished, but we did not take Cholmondeley behind us, and all we can see is the echoes of his faint shout of furious shouting.
It's, to be fair, we probably would have done about 10 minutes ago, but then he just turned against us all in prison, so he's not coming.
Okay.
They can't escape that easily. This is only the bloody beginning. My cult, will not rest until we have our revenge. Running gag.
But Professor, they just vanished. What shall we do now?
Perhaps we should regroup and strategize. I always go Irish. Yes, we shall plot our revenge. We will find them, and next time they will not escape my grasp.
You what? I'm simmering with frustration. Come on, let's get some plans together. And that's the end.
Somebody get this little elf corpse out of this cell.
He's starting to stink the place up.
Before I eat it.
Oh my goodness, so we finished. We're away somewhere in a portal with Dobby. It's unclear as to where we are, but I think we should probably head back to Springfield or somewhere else. But in the meantime, let's just enjoy being free, but we have once again failed to stop Maude, and she's moving closer and closer to her inevitable demise. Oh my goodness.
I still have every faith that we'll find a way to her before it's too late.
Shall I finish with a song?
A diary?
Yeah, finish with a diary and then a song. That's a brilliant idea. Good job.
How about I finish with a diary and then we do that Dexter scene so I can bang it into the Halloween special?
Yes, please.
And then a song.
Yes.
Dear Diary. Oh, it's just it's one of those again where it's like little half pages for a couple of different things. So that's nice.
Dear Diary, it's me, Maude. Yo, just kidding. It's me, it's just Maude. I've been playing on my Super Nintendo 64. Well, it's not mine, it's my nephew, I don't know, one of them. Arthur Thadley, one of those guys. It's one of them. Anyway, it was a hoot. I've never played on a console before. None of that's relevant to the story though. I was just defending me saying it's me, Maudio. So that's out of the way. Personal diary. I'm super upset with Roddy and Toddy. Probably more Rod than Todd, actually, because Todd's a little shit anyway, isn't he? Let's be honest, diary. He's a hat with a capital TW. Roddy is usually much more well-behaved. I think the diabetes keeps him in check a little bit more because he knows where his access to sugar, because we keep it locked away in case he eats too much sugar. And then, Anyway, we baked a lot of cookies, me and Ned together, as a lovely afternoon activity. And then we went downstairs and the cookies were gone. And I looked out the window and Bart Simpson was in his garden just eating the cookies. So I went to the kids and I was like, what the heck, boys? What kind of what is going on? I made Neddy come with me as well. And they said that God told them to do it. And I said, what are you talking about? You're talking out your ass. But I said it in a much friendlier way than that. I'm just saying that to you now, diary. They said God over the radio told them to do it. And I have noticed that Bart Simpson has recently come into possession of a radio. So, to be honest, I'm probably going to go and push him down a well. And then, I'm not really though. Oh, diary, something has come up. Now it's later in the day. He did actually fall down a well, but I promise you it wasn't me. I wasn't around for the entire episode. I just got mentioned once. Bye, diary. Better go check that the neighbour's boy isn't deceased. Bye, diary. Helen's a bitch. And then another page. Dear diary, today was the wedding of Mrs. Bouvier and Mr. Burns, which for some reason I decided to attend, probably just because it's at church. But I was super nestled in the crowd, so nobody could see me for years. It was a bit of a mess, to be honest. They didn't get married. Nobody was happy with the wedding. Nobody looked like they were having a good time. And then Homer's dad fell through a pane of glass and just started screaming her name. And for some reason, that she decided not to marry either of them and left. So we all just sort of sat around in the church, but they'd already paid for all the buffet. So we all just had a lovely afternoon in the Labour Club down the road. And I really got to know Larry the Barfly very well. He also had mafia ties. So we discussed our mafia pasts. Let's hope we never both die early. Oh, what a little Maude flash. Helen's a bitch. And then the last one is, Dear Diary, I'm in heaven. It's raining really hard on Earth and there's a storm, and Roddy and Toddy are scared, but Neddy has said to not worry because the angels are bowling. And he's not wrong, we're up here having a great time. It's me and whoever else is dead. Rabbi Christophe is probably on my bowling team. I think I established that Homer's mum's one of the bowlers. I don't know, there's loads of people. Larry's not on the bowling team yet though. But I like that Ned said that because it both comforted the boys and was true. And my picture was in the room when it happened. Bye, diary. Helen's a bitch. Do you know that? Because she is. And I also meant to say it at the end of the last two entries, so probably just going to throw that back in there. Helen's a bitch. Helen's a bitch.
Good. Revelation after revelation, especially that she decided to go with Morgana's kid Bogdan rather than one of Bona's 17 children. I
believe Bogdan is Morgana's dead husband. He's probably on the bowling team. Yeah, she doesn't. None of the Goodmans. It's possible it could have been Silky Nutmeg if she'd have thought of that beforehand, but she didn't.
What is this Dexter thing?
Oh yeah, a brief Halloween bonus clip, because I forgot it at the time, and then with him putting this trace of horror cast together, remembered that I forgot it, and then I directly mention in that episode of the Maude-cast that I'd forgotten it and that we would do it next week. And so here, 2.5-ish years later, we are to complete that task. So I will send it to you now. It's the one where she's the devil Maude, and she appears with Satan, but she also appeared at the start of that parody in not proper form.
I see.
And it's currently the only thing missing from our Trios of Horror content cast. That very far right Muppet was great. Like a chubby female beaker.
CBF. Beautiful. So we have a downtrodden street in which a police car, it looks like it's been ridden by Lou and Eddie, and some characters who I can't quite tell. One of them looks a bit like David Crosby. And they're spread out equally on this street, almost like a game of Rest in Peace tapped out. I have work to do, says Neddy, as we zoom in on his eyes. And he opens them up in what I imagine to be a parody of the opening to Dexter, which I have never seen. He is putting what looks like a pillow on the face of someone, but when we zoom out, it's just a beautiful crocheted picture saying the evening cruise. And I imagine we just get to see the bottom of Maude's picture wearing a beautiful blue cardigan.
Snooze.
Neddy is now wrapping cord around his hands and looks like he's strangling somebody, but as we zoom out once again, it's yet another gag, and he's simply taking the laundry bag, a blood clot splashes on the floor, but it's just some PB&J. Now he's got a knife over at the top of his head, and it's glistening in the early evening air. But it's really just one of those things you use to put your shoes on. Are these all things that happen in Dexter's opening?
I do not know. Cannot confirm or deny.
We've got another Maude in the background there, probably a real one. And it's raining outside. Gets some duct tape and he puts it over the top of the boxes, old clothes for the poor. And another box, hilariously called new clothes for the poor. And now he's praying, surely after all of those misdirects, we're not going to get a real murder. Now he's got their severed arms of somebody. It looks like Diamond Joe Quimby. He's throwing him off the pier. What's that?
Hibbert's brother.
Hibbert's brother, Diamond Joe Hibbert. And we see the moon rising all over the something
Yeah,
something.
that's it. That's all we missed from all the Halloweens, I believe.
Really?
She's just once again. Maybe that picture's there to remind you of her just before she pops up as the devil a bit later on. But it's nice to see the conventional Maude in kind of like looking old style Simpsons-y as well, really.
Oh yeah, what season is that?
23. But then obviously
Yeah.
you see her at the end of the episode and she looks like the HD Devil Maude, where she's part
yeah.
of the current Simpsons continuity. It's nice to see both sides of that within that little clip. Yeah, it was almost a given with that one that she was going to pop up, and 23 is very big on Maude. Do you have any opinions of
Did
that
you
picture of
did
Maude?
you miss
I
that?
I did, but I realised whilst like within the episode where we're talking about the Devil Maude, I realised that I'd missed it and said we would come back to it, and then forgot again for maybe like a year. It was maybe like a year, maybe probably longer that we did that.
So are you
And
going to
then
edit this back into a year-old episode?
no, but I've put together a just the content Halloween cast. So that will be edited into that, and then that is complete.
Bonus
But I'd
feed.
probably either just put it in there, or I might just leave it in now for this as just a bonus clip.
Yeah, why not?
Might
Anyone
as
who's
well.
got to this point, it's a real delight and a bonus trip. But
Exactly.
I think that a completely generic picture of Maude just made this end of this episode. But the one with the blue cardigan, I wonder if that is Maude, because that's a new outfit.
That is a new outfit, or just maybe like that bongo thing where the colours are different because it's night.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Who knows?
Deleted Maude Eclipse Season 1/8 Margin Trust.
The Flanader elevating the chicken mode is demure. You're brought up and interesting.
She's seen this before. They walk.
Groggy Hoey.
Tejended wives walk back. I rock the stat line with new husbands.
They are in a desert. Navad. HJ Lest get her story strength.
Now, did there not going to be a stroy? Drusing him sold off.
I'm gonna tell Amud the truth. Home at that still make them fusions.
Will we get drunk? We're lacking off into the didant sun hanging sky.
Nahat. Oot. I got a flask of whiskey. That'll die as they head to the desert. Desert death. They have deserted bones.
A glue he don't bogard the hot hoey as hurty root view settles.
Ned Glusgows of 2, season 11 beyond. Blood in a bow. Blood in bow down me.
Homemade grey flowers in her.
Sounds hard. Sounds horn lubbed behind Ned. Ned gaggles.
Ned is panting heavily against Maude's grave.
Hello, Gutter. Hello, Father. A circle is gathers.
Homer Simpson's Boulevard.
Thank you for this eponymous stree, sassy Homer. You learned to listen.
Okay, sweet smile, thumbs up. He laugh, Shajar.
Homer Simpson's beepy bird will be just like me, Woj noisy. Every other touch, sorry.
The Joe says, let's fuck eat I went a little crazy last week.
Season 12, Paisaland.
Well, one think.
Ned Neighbour, maybe. Just one more day after all, Tom Ross.
He runs. Come in, Rahal, El Storyboard Ned, give you tour of the palace, call back you know need is. I feel rad about that.
Whole Harried cut while you select to hicking.
An oblique Ned Alref, form a delta sent in storyboard form.
Rachel screams and runs the crowd before Maude stature apart.
I was just trying to keep Mo.
Madge the gentleman killer catching.
Hi, Eddie, you got upper flame coming irrigate up, chief.
Coming to you, chief. Away one.
Boom, Morty shield goes flying.
A very, very angered Ned, Atoms and TNR to breathe Millhouse.
He is not coming back from this one rant. What are you looking at, 4-Eye Brutal? Yeah.
Everything's coming up 4-Eye Brutal.
The end. And we didn't do any chat songs, songbots?
No, we've cut an hour out. Maybe Maude was a gateway. What?
Let's do it.
Sure.
You're home.
Let's do it. Spooky air conditioning. Hello, Homer. Maude? Bleeding Gum's mom? Ah, am I dead? No. Am I in heaven? Oh, wait, there's no donuts here. Am I in hell? Chortle.
Nah, man, you're still kicking. We just wanted to drop by and have a little chat from the great beyond. I thought it was about time I visited my son. Are you still watching TV?
This is research, for important stuff. But wait, no. Why are you all haunting me? Why are you little? Did I do something wrong? Is this about that time I said I didn't miss Maude? No, Homer. Haha. It's not about that. Though it would be nice if you had visited my grave every now and then. Well, I thought about it, but you know, the line at the Quickie Mart is always so closed. For 5 or 6 years now.
Relax, man. We're just here for some friendly ghostly advice. Oh, but I've been watching over you. I know you're still struggling with some things, you big fat bastard.
Oh no. Oh no, that's Maude. Oh no. You saw me eat that entire pie off the floor, didn't you, dough?
Yes, Homer. And that's part of the effing problem. But it's more about life. You need to spend more time with your family. Make sure you appreciate the moments you have.
Mom, I love my family. I just, you know, also love my TV and my donuts and my naps and my beer and my counts on my fingers. Homer.
Homer collected from someone who left too soon. You need to cherish the time you have with those you love and maybe be a little bit more neighborly. Poor Ned, but you're a friend now more than ever.
You just stole my line.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mona, stop talking for me. But you're right, Mona is Maude. Poor Ned. I'll bring him over some leftover lasagna, dough.
And don't forget, man, last night just about moments in between the noise. You don't know how long your song's going to so you're about to play a good one.
Oh, I never thought about it like that. You guys are making me feel all weird, like I ate too much chili at the cook-off reference.
Oh, but it's time for you to step the F up. Be a father I know you can be. You have so much potential. Just put the donuts down for a second.
A mental ka-ching from earlier. Mom, you always know how to make me cry, why you little, and kind of hungry at the same time. I like food, I like beer, I like naps. Dough. Well, Homer. Silly me. Well, Homer, I guess our time here is up. We just wanted to remind you that life is precious. Don't waste it. I won't, Sniffle. I mean, I'll try not to. I mean, can I still eat donuts? Ha 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 ha.
You don't yo, man. Just don't forget the melody. Bye, Homer. I love you. But I'm starting to look fade. Goodbye, Homer. This is a lot longer than I expected. I love you.
I love you too, Mom. Be kind to Ned.
Look at small, Homer.
Oh, they're vanishing. Maybe they're right. Maybe I should spend more time with my family after I finish this donut. Oh, okay, where was I? Oh, yeah, zombie movies.
So I think should have done a little something like that.
Helen's a bitch.